Hey family, welcome back to She Speaks Podcast. This is your host, Ladisha Wright. I pray that something is said today that blesses you. If so, please like and share. Now, let's get into this episode. Hey family, so we are back with another episode and we are here with I say none other than my best friend, my sister, Jaleesa Jordan.
Hello, everyone.
And we don't have a script, we don't have a plan. We are just coming raw, cut, and unfiltered. So y'all may get to see a side of me that you normally don't see because I don't normally act well when I am with people that I can be my normal, carefree self with. So y'all just gonna be in for the ride.
Yeah.
So okay. I think we're gonna start where we talked about. And we're just gonna see how it goes.
Sounds good.
Oh, I don't want to do all the talking.
Okay.
Even though I can do all the talking.
I was like, that's what I'm used to, like, because
I know, I don't want to do all the talking.
See, because I'm used to, because when I did mine, the host, she just asked me questions and I
ain't asking you no questions.
Oh gosh, okay.
I may, but it's gonna be more like I want it to be like our regular conversation, and the camera just so happens to get it. That's what I want this to be.
Okay.
I don't want this to be like professional podcast. I want this to be like literally raw, uncut, unfiltered. Somebody's put a camera in the room and you didn't know the camera was rolling.
Okay.
Even though it's right here in our face.
Okay.
So okay. I said that we were going to go back to our beginning.
Yeah.
Which is like 6 years ago this year, beginning of the year when we met at church. And I'm still to this day, I don't remember, I don't know if the first encounter.
I cannot. No.
I don't know if the first encounter was the first encounter. I think I may have saw you.
Yeah, definitely had saw each other. Because
I would sit, more so in the middle or the back.
Yeah.
And so I do recall that. Now I'm gonna be honest, something I've never said. One thing that I always noticed was your nail designs.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Yes. Okay. I did not know that.
And I think I didn't know your face. But I knew the back of your hair and I knew the nail designs.
Really? See, I never thought nobody know my nail designs.
Well, I be seeing, I see everything.
Yeah.
So but because I sat behind you, it was the curly long hair and it was the nail design. And just by how I saw you present, and see, look, now I'm about to share some stuff that I don't think we ever talked about.
That's funny.
Because of the way I saw you present yourself, you just look like you just had it all established.
Well, thank you, because I didn't. But thank you, Lord. It looked like I was going through. It looked like what I was going through, but okay.
I'm like, to me, I think appearance it says a lot. And so, I know for myself personally, I was just thinking about this yesterday, and I've told people before. I was like, sometimes I don't like that I was misjudged, but in the opposite way that most people would. Like when people say, don't judge a book by its cover, well, because the cover might not look as nice or clean cut, they judged and assumed that person doesn't have a lot to offer.
Yeah, and looking back at that period of life, that's so interesting that you said that, because I probably was in such a space to where I'm like, I probably thought I looked a hot mess. I probably thought I looked like what I was going through. That's nice to hear. But for me, I feel like when I started the church, I probably started out in the back, and probably I started to move up the more comfortable I got. So that's probably why you started to see me more, and I became more consistent at the church with going. Yes. So I'm pretty sure. I just remember seeing you up singing. I was like, oh, she's always dressed well. Her girls are always together. Like, and then the girls, they got me. The girls got me. They came and they started kind of sitting with me. I think I would just kind of speak to them and passing. And soon the little one, they started coming over there. Yes. And just after that, like, I had them and they was my babies.
I just think it's interesting. Like I said, looking back, going back, that was like my first impression. And I know that at one point in that, because eventually, I don't remember how long I was there before it was in my heart to see what the qualifications were to join the worship team. Now, to be honest, I didn't want to be on a worship team.
Really?
No, because of the season of life I was in, I felt like, God, somebody else got to be qualified for this.
Yeah.
Because they weren't promoting the worship team. And I was so broken at that time in life. That's, I had just recently, I think when I joined the worship team, I had already moved back in with my mom. So the girls and I were coming beforehand. But I'm trying to put the timeline together. I just know life was tacky.
Yes.
Whatever was going on, life was tacky.
My life was
before
tacky.
The move, it was tacky enough for me and my two girls to move, move back in. And I obeyed because I felt it strongly in my spirit that I needed to do that. And it was like the Lord was requiring me to join the worship team at a time when I think I was the most broken that I had ever been. And in the midst of being on the worship team, I would be even more broken in that process. Yeah. And I think that's where you and I connected, because there was a moment where I know you came and you prayed, and you prayed over me, spoke some stuff over me. Don't even remember the full context of that. But it was like in you speaking to me, it allowed for a part of me to be awakened, because it was like you spoke and then I spoke.
You spoke, yep, you did.
And I remember speaking directly to your voice. That there was something that didn't want you to have your voice. That didn't want you to speak. And like I do recall, I don't know what you said to me, but I do recall that. But I know in that moment, I saw a version of a woman. And I know I've told you that before, that there was something that I saw in you initially. And the word that I can put to it today is, you just looked established. Whether you felt like that or not. To me, you appeared to be established. You appeared to hold, to have yourself together. Just the way that you presented yourself in that room, you look like you were just very put together.
To interject, to speak on that, I'm thinking about how another way you probably really see me, because I was going to the altar because, like, as you were the word used, the word was life was tacky, and I was running to the altar because I knew I was broken and I was hurt, and I was like praying for healing. Like, it was such a rough time in life. So in my mind, I'm like, I feel like the opposite of everything you just said. But I was on the altar, and I remember the pastor asked us to pray for one another. And it's like we gravitated toward each other.
So that's how it got. That's how it initiated. Yes. We obeyed, and it's like, but ever since then, we have. But even after that moment, I still don't know how the connection continued. I think there was some kind of conversation. After that, because I know I think we did speak. Because I remember you responding after I prayed for you, and things kind of went from there. And the girls, it's like I don't even remember who my kids would be with, when I would do worship. I know there were, Emma, different people. Emery, it was, kind of up in the air. I don't recall, but it's just interesting to me that I can say I really don't know the gist. So it had to be an altar call, obedience, and then the Lord allowing us to link up from there. And that's what it's been.
That's what it's been.
Like this whole time. That is what it has been. And so I am excited because I'm trying to fix this, and you know what? It's just not gonna work.
Hey, we rolling with it.
So hold on, y'all just gonna have to bear with me.
Come here, drink of water.
I say y'all gonna have to bear with me because I'm trying to fix some stuff. That's a little small, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But yeah, so that's how we got started. we moved from inside the church to outside the church.
Long conversations.
In the parking lot.
Yes.
Standing up, just, out there.
Looking at our watch like, where did time go? Because we would be out there so long conversating. So.
And then we transitioned to another church. We transitioned to another parking lot. And that parking lot saw more of us. And I'm like, I guess the time that it kind of stopped was, I think I transitioned to somewhere else.
Yeah,
I don't remember
who
transitioned first.
Matter of fact, even to backtrack, that going to the church that we started when we met each other, that was my first church outside of my home church. And I had been at that point, I probably was like 28. So I had been there my whole life. So I was at a new space. Like everything was like new. Yeah.
New. So new environment, new
experiences.
And everything. Then you think we were like, that was our age. The church was the 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
So everybody was young.
And that was my first experience with that. Like
mine too.
Yeah.
So that, I think, is what made it kind of interesting, but then at the same time freeing.
Yeah, literally.
Because we didn't have these expected traditions, so we really got to come in there and be free.
Yeah, for me, I literally went from being the only person my age at my old church to being around a lot of young people, so I could be transparent. And I think that's what you like. I think that's how our conversations expanded, because I could be transparent. So yeah, it was nice to have that, and it was needed. God knew what I needed, so I'm grateful for that.
And we had each other.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And because I uncut, raw, unfiltered, right? We don't know who's gonna watch the podcast. It really don't matter, does it? Because it's I can say this. It's our truth that we hold with,
and we've lived through it. We've lived through it. So.
I feel like even in what we just said, the common ground was age. All different races, different things. Nobody worships the same. Nobody was expected to worship the same.
Yeah.
But even in being in a place where we could say, oh, we're all the same age, so you would assume that, things would be natural.
Yeah.
It was a peace and a joy to know that even though I may be in a place with others my age, I may not feel as connected to everybody else the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like that's a thing in life that I have had to learn is, don't assume that there's always going to be a place for you naturally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't assume that you gonna go to a place and feel like, oh, I'll finally fit.
Yes.
Because I have found myself that it doesn't really matter where I go, what I carry, my being. I have had to accept the fact that there is something about me that I don't understand. And now, I've grown, I've matured, I've been able to have this, the time with the Lord. But rejection is real.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't know how many talk about rejection, in the church.
Yes.
But rejection is real. And oftentimes we don't know why.
Yeah.
We don't know why we're being rejected.
Yeah.
We don't know why we're not easily received. And oftentimes you don't have to do anything to be rejected.
Yeah. And can I say this? Like, I think a lot of times, like, we see that when we're amongst our peers, we can see. So, like, I feel like some of our first encounters where we realize rejection, not our first rejection, but the first time we actually realize it might be when we were like in high school or something. And I feel like when I got to that church, I seen it. I'm like, I was with my peers. So I felt like I was with my peers. I seen it. I understood it.
Yes.
But, I feel like just like in life, like God, he strategically allows us to get in spaces and places with the right people over time. And I think that's what happened when I was there over time. That's how I end up gravitating toward the people, because as time progressed, you pray for me. Like, we would be, and it would be like, you would know, like if I was having like a day, like, I'd be crying out on the altar and you would find me. I remember you telling me, you wouldn't even let certain people kind of get near me, because you was like, I know you're in such a vulnerable space that I'm looking out for you.
Yes.
And that's how I knew. I was like, yeah, God. And it was at a time too where even in my life outside of church, he had took away people who I had been with for years. And I was the type of person, like, when I meet people, I don't lose friends. I'm like, what is this? But I literally lost people, and I'm like, okay, God, this is weird. Like, me, like you around me, like I'm pretty nice. I'm like, how did I lose people? But I didn't know God was. It wasn't the time I was supposed to be in their life, and they weren't supposed to be in my life either. God was just taking us different directions, but he was sending the right people.
Yes.
And those people have stood the test of time. So I think that's why a lesson I learned while I was there is that God takes you to the right people, the right spaces and places. So
yes. Yeah. And you say, and see, it's a lot of stuff in life. I think in a relationship, you have one person they'll remember, the other one doesn't.
Yes.
I remember a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But here lately, I have been reminded of things that I've done or said to somebody, and they'll be like, oh, you know, it just happened to me recently where somebody told me something that I mentioned to them when, like, in a time of their fasting, and they mentioned there's a habit that they have, and I was like, so you gonna still do that habit and fast? Like, to me, it was it was like clear as day.
Yeah.
To them, they hadn't thought about it. Well, this week, in talking to them, they were like, hey, you remember when you told me such just for Thanksgiving? And I was like, well, first they just said the statement. I was thinking to myself, sir, I don't remember saying that to you.
Yeah.
And he was like, for Thanksgiving. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, I don't. But I mean, I know the conversations that we were having. And he told me, he said, well, the Lord finally, the Lord brought that up to me. He said, so I guess I'll be letting that go when I'm done fasting. I guess I might not need to pick it back up again.
Yeah.
And I was like,
wow.
I said, I think I was just being me. I was just talking. And with you saying this, I don't remember it. But I know that it's my character.
Yes. Like
with you, I believe you, and I'm going to tell you why. Tell you why.
I'm thinking of a real funny story about, like, I would keep it because I thought about something you told me, and I was like, yeah, she was right.
Is it appropriate to share? Then we're gonna filter the unfiltered, because if it don't come out, that's what we mean when we say uncut. I'm not editing.
But it was video. It was a word you gave me, and it was
we might.
You were rejoicing, because I didn't go this certain path when I was liking somebody, and you was rejoicing.
We don't want to share it. Okay. What was I saying? Let me get back on track.
Back in.
But anywho, it might come back up. We never know, because we gonna get to where we are now and all we've been through. So that you got a lot of memories of the crazy stuff I done said. Because again, I'll just say stuff. I live a unfiltered, uncut life.
I said to say I've witnessed it.
Most of the time, I should be filtered. Where is my shirt? Because it's disappeared. It's disappeared. I need a booster seat. I'm gonna sit on my Bible. I'm sick of this. But anywho, I smile because it's like, even in my broken times, even when I didn't know how to protect myself, I have always known how to protect others.
Yeah.
And very over. It's like, when I'm for you, baby, I'm for you.
Yeah.
When I'm down for you, when I love you, I am naturally, I am not a fighter. But naturally, I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
Like you gotta get, like when it comes to somebody else, it's because I have clear vision.
Yeah.
I can decipher justice. I know if you doing people dirty, but no, like I don't like people picking with people just out of spite.
Yeah. And you knew that was a sensitive time for me. So you were very like, I could tell it was given like, I know she needs to hear the right thing. She can't hear the wrong thing in this season.
Well,
you was like, no.
Well, let me interject a little bit because it's that righteously ratchet part of me that was interjecting. It wasn't. I just said you can go into a place that you would assume that you would be like-minded with everybody.
Yeah.
But to bring up because I'm a seer. Because I know people's spirits. That was my reasoning.
Yeah.
My reasoning had nothing. It wasn't about what it's didn't want anybody putting their hands on you, touching you, covering you. Because we had conversation. I also knew there were certain individuals who, I don't know what people be dealing with, but because you and I had such a close proximity and I already knew that there were certain people, moving around, I wasn't about to let you fall bait.
Yeah.
I wasn't willing to, because I could have sat in my seat and had those feelings.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I needed to make sure that you were well. It's either you're going to be the same as you were when you went up there, or you're going to be better, but you sure weren't going to be worse, not because of an individual. And so I cared enough that I would know nobody called me, but they didn't have to call me. I know the gifts that I have. Two, I know I was going to cover you the way that I would want somebody to cover me. And so it's that righteously ratchet, however we want to put it, part of me that caused me to step in and say, no, I'm going to go up there and cover her. So as long as I was in the room, and I'll say as long as I'm in the room, if I pick up something, I'm coming.
Oh, I know. And in effect, I know that now. Like I know.
And if they do get a hand on you before I get there,
rebuking it,
I'm gonna remove it.
I know
because I've done it with my mom. We were in and she it got to the point to where it became a known thing. She would get tickled. She in the spirit, she didn't know until one day somebody from this church told her that I did this, and I think that's also a part of where I got that from, because it's like if you are with somebody and the spirit is moving. Yes, we are, I believe in laying of hands, but I don't believe that everybody should touch you.
No.
I also don't believe that everybody should touch you when you're not a harm or a threat to yourself or anybody else. So if I'm having an isolated moment with the Lord, you coming to touch me, you could very well disturb, take away, be a distraction. And I know it's happened to me that there are people who are not as mature in a service. They don't know how to just let the Lord, like God don't need your help. The Holy Spirit don't need your help. If I'm crying, don't put no tissue in. If my hands are stretched out, why are you putting tissue in my hands?
That's true.
So I have noticed so much in just, the church services, because I can only speak to our areas where we've been. And it's like people are so fond to go chase somebody. And it's like, sit down.
Almost like they want to be part of the moment.
Yes, and it's like I understand there is a time and a place, but I feel like there comes wisdom, there comes maturity, and I know that there have been times that me and the Lord have been having this moment, and somebody will come and they didn't have to touch me. Like I wasn't jumping around flapping. You didn't have to touch me, and so it started with my mom to where I was of age. If she's doing all this stuff, I got her. And I remember there was a woman, she had absolutely no reason to touch my mom. Absolutely no reason at all. Because it's like, are you going to pull her out of from between the pews? She was at the, at the end of a seat. And that woman, and I politely did this, and I put her hand right back over there with her body. And she did it again. And because I took it off my mother's wrist, and I look, how long we going to do this, ma'am?
Yeah.
And I can say this today. Mm-hmm. I was her covering.
Yeah. Yep.
For you, I was your and now, like I said, I've matured over the years. I understand that is who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we should all be covering a brother or a sister. We're not all equipped for it. We don't all walk in that. Yeah. So you can't be something that you don't know to be. But I really pray that no one would try to be something that they don't know how to be.
Yeah. And I'll say, like, somebody who's growing their relationship with God, it's important to get you some friends like that. Like, get you some people who are going to be protective of your journey, because some people, they're not going to be like that. They don't understand. They're not in that space. But I felt like God, he was just sending me like the right people, and you were just one of those people early on. Like, you literally got to see like the whole journey from then to now. Like, you literally have seen it. So if you are at the beginning of your walk with God, make sure you get some people around you who are serious about your journey too, and they are steady on their journey growing in God too, because it's needed.
We were tacky together, and I don't think we knew how tacky we were.
We didn't know.
And but I think that is a testament, because like I was saying, when I came, I wasn't as messed up.
Yeah.
But in my process of of being at the church, I tried to go back into a marriage. Well, in 3 months' time, I went downhill.
Yeah.
So I feel like, because that was like August, like, yeah, like July, yeah, because I went back at the end of May. So it was June, July, August. Within those few months, it was crazy. Because I remember I went through the miscarriage. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
That was in August. Then at that point I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I was completely done, because it was like, I knew that baby didn't pass away for no reason. It was the stress and all the talk, all the things, the same things that I thought that Emery, because I thought that I was going to miscarry because of all the stress. And so I was like, there's nothing else to fight for.
Yeah.
Because you are now, like I said, if an individual affects my ability to reproduce,
yeah,
if I'm having to lose some, like, I have the ability to produce, but the toxicity being in your environment, if it's gonna, I said, especially if it's life, my body didn't reject my child. My atmosphere strangled my child. And in that moment, after they told me that, they were like, ma'am, because, I went to that appointment only for the heartbeat. And I'm going to tell you, and see, I don't talk about it very often, but I'm going to tell you how good God is. I didn't want to be pregnant that second time, because it's like, I'm trying to see, have you changed?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got pregnant like right after. And once it's like, what is what is. But I wasn't excited, because I had already started to see signs that I saw, shortly before. And so it was like, here I am, 2 kids. It's confirmed that I'm going to need a divorce. Like, even while I'm, freshly newly pregnant.
Yeah.
And I knew I'm going to have this baby. So that's 9 months.
Yeah.
And in my mind, it was like, I felt like damaged goods, believing that being a single mother of 3 disqualified me from anything good. And I was like, life is already a struggle financially, because I labeled myself a single wife. I was married on paper, but I had absolutely no support in life.
Yeah.
Like, everything was on me. And so I said, financially, I can't take care of another person.
Yeah.
And that was its own thing. You know, the abusive marriage was a whole nother part on top of it. And sometimes, you know, I don't think that I consider that a type of abuse, the lack of financial support. But it was.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, it's me, you know, I had my kid already, but it's like taking care of your daughter. Taking care of you, to be honest.
Well, they say I could do bad by myself.
Well, and I was doing bad. And I was actually doing a lot better by myself. So it was like, I realized that staying in my marriage wasn't worth it. That I had to get over, at that point, after losing my baby, and just, you know, the emotional and all the different things that, you know, I was having to hear and be told. And, you know, that was a part of the thing, that it was like, oh, so you're just gonna be out here having 3 baby daddies. Well, why are you accusing me of having 3 baby daddies, sir? And so it, but I'm gonna say this, because I don't want to just jump all over the place. I want to kind of stay with one part. I knew that I was leaving. Having the miscarriage, to me, saved my life. And I grieved my baby. And at the same time, I kind of celebrated my out. And it's like, you know, for somebody will get it. Somebody, you know, it takes a complex mind, because it's like, but it's
things in the spiritual sense don't always make sense to us in the natural.
But it's also detrimental that one would have to live with those, like, you know, like with those odds. And so, but as I was saying, with God in all of that, when I went to my first appointment, that was the earliest I had ever seen a doctor after finding out I was pregnant. Normally it was like, you know, 8 weeks or more. Well, I went and I was like 5 weeks. Well, I knew, Google told me that you could hear a fetus heartbeat around 5 weeks. That, you know, at that point they had one. Well, I went to this appointment, and I remember when they were doing the sonogram, I was told, we may not be able to pick up a heartbeat because it's so early. And I remember her telling me, she said, if you'll hold your breath, I just might be able to pick it up.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I held my breath, and it was the strongest heartbeat ever.
Wow. Wow.
And but they didn't count it as the, you know.
Yeah.
And she was just doing that so that we could see, but it was hearing that strong thump, and it amazed me that when I held my breath, I got to hear my baby's life.
Yeah.
And I don't want to cry.
But no, the parallel between that.
Yeah. And so when I got scheduled for that next appointment, normally when you have a sonogram, the next appointment, you don't do the son, you know, they skip one and they just do the heartbeat. But because it wasn't the technical gestation age where they did it, I was scheduled specifically for that. And I remember being in there, and I laid on that table. They didn't have to say a word. I knew something was different.
Yeah.
It just looked like it still looked like that, what I call them, my little kidney beans.
Yeah.
Because at that little 8-9 weeks, they all look like little kidney beans.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I knew something was off. And I might end up talking about some stuff that, and I said uncut, unraw, stuff I didn't even plan on talking about. And I remember her, I don't remember if she told me in that moment, but it was like, you know, hold on. And I was like, yeah, something's not right.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
And they, sure enough, they confirmed. They said, you know, we don't detect a heartbeat. And that was new, because I was like, this is the 3rd baby. Everything was perfectly fine. Like my appetite was crazy. And I know with all of me, that was my boy. And
I remember you telling me that. You said that you knew.
Yes, I ate like crazy. The weight was all in the body. I was like, it was a whole different situation. And I opted. I told him, I said, you know, give me a little bit, but let me go to the emergency room to do a thorough sonogram. What did I put myself through that pain for? Because I had never had I had just had the outside sonogram where they was all up in. I was like, well, if someone was wrong with it before today, you just might have messed with it.
Yeah, very invasive. Yeah.
And so I did that, and that is kind of a blur. Part of me feel like I went to sleep, but the way that the pain was, I know I didn't go to sleep. But I remember having that conversation with him because I was by myself. You know, it was like the end, kind of getting to the end of COVID and everything. But there was something that happened the day before. I didn't want him around me. So I went to that visit by myself. I think I went to the first one by myself as well. But I knew, and the lady, you know, she confirmed, and they gave me my option. They said, it's early, you know, you got this route. At least we know everything will be removed. Or you got, you got the natural route. Only thing is, we don't know what's going to happen if you allow it to happen naturally. You know, you may still end up having to do this procedure anyways. And so I took a day. And it's interesting, I noticed something. My cravings were gone.
Really? Wow. So you knew it changed immediately.
And I had to think about it. So it helped. So when I started to think about it, I realized the events that happened the day before, that was when it all took place. And I wept internally because I don't think I had a lot of capacity to cry. Yeah. I didn't have the capacity to grieve with all that I was with all that I was dealing with.
You were still having to go on too with still your little ones that you had. That's so you were still having to press through. So.
Yes, because Emery had just had a birthday.
Wow.
No, this was all August. No. Emery's birthday is September the 2nd. This happened August the 17th.
Yeah.
So
you had little.
It was right before her first birthday. Emma had turned 4. And so I was alone. Nobody knew anything. The only person that I could call was him. And it was like, it's crazy when the only person that you can call is the person that makes you grieve.
Wow. Wow.
And I remember saying, I have nothing left to fight for in this marriage. Yeah. Because the last person just left. Yeah. The last person that was giving you an extenuating time in my life, he just left. Yeah. And I remember the response for him, it wasn't the same as it was for me. It was like, dang, all my boys die. And in my mind, I'm like, what that mean? Yeah. Like, what new information? What boy? Like, and so he gave insight. There's been other times that there was obviously other people in the past. I don't know. And at that point, I didn't really care who these people were. Yeah. That he would have had more children. But it was like the boys and in the spirit, you know, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to even try to address it here. All of those things, you know, I was so, it was like, wow. Yeah. But I left there and I was at my mom's because, like I said, the day before the stuff that happened, I went to her house then, and I was planning on moving in September, October. I was already planning to leave. I was getting a storage building, tucking stuff away little at a time. And so after this, you know, I went to my mom's, and I really didn't plan on going back. And 2 days after I had my DNC, so I found out on the 17th, 18th, I made the decision. They scheduled me in for the next day. Wow. And then I had to do that by myself. Wow. I thought my mom was coming in with me, and she was like, no. Wow. But she had my babies. Yeah. And then we were still in COVID time because this is 2021. Yeah. And so but the thing is, I didn't find out that I was going to be by myself until I got dropped off at the emergency room. At like 5, 6 in the morning. Yeah. So it's and I just say it's nothing but God's grace. Because when I think about some of the things that I have endured, and it's not necessarily what I've endured, it's how I had to endure it. When I really needed somebody the most, I've not had it.
And looking back, I'm like, these are all things I didn't even know. When I met you, I didn't know. Like,
and
even
still
we would have
coming to
conversations.
church, I didn't miss nothing.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't know. But it now that I get it, like now that I know you and I've known you all these years, I get it, because I feel like this every time I see you do something, like it wows me, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, like, she's always been her. Like, she's always been that girl. Like, it surprised me, but at the same time, it doesn't. I'm like, when you show me something like, look what I did, I'm like, it looks amazing, but you've always been her. Like, throughout before I knew you, when I met you, I'm like, she's that girl. She's that girl. Like, your baby's together. And I mean, it's one thing that I was showing up together and I was me and it was me, but it was just me. I didn't have to get other people ready. I still don't know how to get other people ready. But it's the fact that you showed up and those babies was always together. You didn't look like sorry. I still ain't got it. Oh, she finally got it.
You okay, Mom?
You good?
We're recording, okay?
She wants to come in.
You coming to get a snack? You going to get a snack? Okay. Like, she gonna eat this up.
Oh yeah.
She know I ain't too much I can do about it.
Yeah. She gonna enjoy every bit.
But I'm like, if I could intersect something right there, we're gonna have to pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
That you just said. I've always been her.
Always. Always.
That has been something that I have grieved this past year. Because it's almost like that's an expectation.
Yes. And that's why I was getting ready to lead into you having to be going through that by yourself. I think sometimes, well, I know you are very strong. I've seen you do things, and somebody might do it at this level, but when Ladisha does it, it's going to bow like through the roof. And I've seen you pull off things being a one-woman band, which I know who's been beside you, behind you, beside you, around you has been God the whole time. But in the sense of everyday life and being a woman, I've seen you have to show up in places and spaces.
The scissors.
And it's me being your friend, I understand it's hard because you're this person and you can do it all. You've shown me time and time again there is nothing that this girl cannot do.
I don't always feel like it.
But you've done it. But just to know that you have literally had to show up in places and spaces on your own because you're the strong friend. You're the strong. You're the one. You're the strong friend. So you show up a lot of times.
Oh my God, I just had this conversation.
And it's you, and you're doing everything.
Today, I just had this conversation
you the strong
on the
friend.
phone.
You are
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, catch it. So teamwork.
He's struggling.
Yeah.
These ain't the. Ooh,
oh yeah.
This pops.
The other one opened easier.
Okay. You can. Okay. Just try to make sure you don't hit the cord. Because we live uncut. Well, we ain't live, but I mean, I feel like we should be.
Yeah. Right.
That thing tonight would have been a good night to go live.
Right.
Good night.
Good night, girl. The pop.
Love you.
Love you, girl.
Okay. Yeah, I found that under the couch.
No, it wasn't that. She didn't get on your couch.
She got that knife.
Yeah.
That's why I said I found that under the couch.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was, girl, look, we don't went all. We'll come back around.
Yeah, we'll circle back around. Yeah.
But that was a conversation that I had today, and I told her, I was like, I'm the strong friend.
Yeah.
But what I have, and I say that with no hostility. And I also can say that with no regret.
Yeah.
Because it's nobody's fault that the strong friend is a strong friend.
Yeah.
But I can say I think environment and roots do cause certain people to, I want to say they quite naturally fall into that, because everybody wouldn't be able to live through the things that we've lived through and become as resilient.
And I think for me, I'll be transparent. Like I have off the top, I have rejected the strong black woman theory. I don't want it. It ain't me. I don't want, because I grew up under, like, my mom was a do it all person. She's always been the go-to person. Like she's always the strong one. She's done things I'm like, no, man.
But her story.
Yeah, but her story. So for me, growing up and watching my mom, I'm like, I'm not doing. I'm like, I automatically from early on, I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, I know it's in me. And as I get older, have encounters where I have to be, you know, or I was like, I feel like I'm second in command, where she right here and I got to be right there with her on some things. You know, it is. Some things are just in us. But I think, you know, a lot of those, like when you had to show up and you had to be by yourself at the hospital, I feel like sometimes it like maybe on your life it was an expectation, like she can handle it, you know, she has to, you know, like
or then
there's no other choice.
But and for me, not anybody else, you know, regardless of why I ended up in the situations and the predicaments that I did, I ended up in the situations and the predicaments that I did. So I've grown enough today to stop trying to find out why this happened, or why I was treated like this, or why I had to go through this level of hard. It's really not about the why, because I'll never understand why things happen the way that they are. The only thing that I can be in control of is how am I going to respond and how am I going to let it affect me today.
But what I'm feeling is like, really, I feel like it always, your story goes back to being a testament of who God is and who he is in your life. And really it shows that, Lanisha really has never been alone. Like everything you've done, like setting up events and doing everything, God has always been with you all along. Like he gives you the strength. He gives you this, like he's always been there all along. And that would be your testimony time and time again as he takes you higher and higher, is that you don't really have an explanation for a lot of things that I don't
have an explanation.
We were just talking about
I don't have an explanation for nothing.
Yeah, we were just talking about some things that we've seen and growth that we've seen in our lives, and you were just saying, look, I'm not this, but God, people have spoke this into your life. But it's God. It's God. Like you really won't have an explanation for X, Y, and Z all the time, but it was always God.
It's almost as though always been presented as this higher version of self. Like, you know, I've cried because I didn't know how to quit. I've cried because I didn't know how to give up. And it was almost like I knew quitting and giving up was an option for other people. But I had no sense in my DNA of like, is it a book that you study? Because it's like it literally, there was no give up or quit option inside. Like even when I didn't want to keep going, I didn't know how not to. And so, to be honest, it sometimes feels like a blessing. A lot of times it also feels like a curse. And I have struggled with what I believe is a gift. Understanding now more myself, you know, in a spiritual sense, I know has a lot to do with it. But as I've said, the circumstances, the life events, the having to be by myself when I didn't understand, it's like, why? Because I know if it was me on the other side watching somebody else, no, they wouldn't have been by themselves. Even if I wouldn't have known how to help, they would like, they wouldn't have, you know. And so I think sometimes what hurts the most is when you are that person, you're looking through the lens saying, I get if I was just a random person and you didn't know what to be to me.
That part.
But when I have been to you, the least that you could do is mimic and copycat and reciprocate, because I've been teaching you how to love me. I've been teaching you how to take care of me. And that is where now at this time of my life, I am no longer babysitting people's emotions or their, it's like, you know what, baby? So I'm not even looking for you to love me no more. Yeah. I'm not looking for you to
cut the cord.
I'm not,
on that.
Yes, it's like really, it's like umbilical chop chop heartbeat. You I'm not sitting in that seat no more.
Yeah. Yeah, because it reminds me.
I can love myself the way I've been trying to pressure to look. Nah, baby.
Because see how it goes back full circle. Because thinking back on when we met and things like that, my thing was I really didn't really date and all that stuff up until like around that age and that time period. So I was going through first breakup and I was going through depression, and so for me, I had so much emotion built up. I was on Facebook and I was letting it out. And I was making bad posts. I was like, saying like what my life was.
I'm like, oh, child, I remember. What she say?
Yeah, because I know she's going to give me the eyes when I got to church. I'm like when I would get back to church, you like,
Jalisa.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say negative things. It wasn't negative things about nobody else. I have negative things to say about other people. It was by myself.
I was like, but it was like the things. It's like the things that somebody who knows the inside vault. They got keys to your vault, and it was like they opened your diary, and they was just. But it was you.
It was me.
And
it was me.
And I was, for me. I'm gonna tell you. It was like you made me like driving to work. I should have been looking at it, but I was. You make me clutch my pearls because I was like.
Now, can I tell you exactly what I said? No, I don't remember. But it's there.
I don't remember either. But
I was to open my. Still there because I ain't delete nothing.
But right now, and I was like, she need to go. Like you, like it was like it ain't even me, and I'm embarrassed.
I put it, and I wasn't, and I didn't care. And to this day, I will say
I remember
the holy and hood in me don't care.
I had to contact you one day, and I was like, look, I need this conversation to. I don't even think I went into work. I was like, no, I because it was like what it did for me. You love somebody so much that seeing them like hurt and destroy themselves is a type of abuse.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, okay, now I'm traumatized.
See, I didn't know that at that time, but it was.
I've never put it that way, but I've never had it in my mind like that.
It was a sermon by Pastor T. Jakes, and he broke it down like that. He said, like, that's when I got the clarity on that, because it was a type of, it was,
it was like.
But I was dealing with toxic people, and so I was kind of, I guess, matching what was being done to me. But what made me think about that was when you said that, what was it, how you put it? It was how you put it with people, like they shouldn't, like people around me, like they were contacting me. It wasn't just you, but it was other people who were contacting me. But it's like, if you know me in real life, like you gotta know I'm hurting, but it was more so people were taking other things from it. But I'm like, okay, you think I'm just saying this for my health? I'm like, no, I'm hurting. But the way they were reaching out to me was more so from the
wasn't more therapeutic.
Yeah,
they was just throwing flames to.
Yeah, it was like, oh, your life is not that bad. You have the degree, you have this, you have that, and I could care less about the money, the degree. At the time, like I didn't care about none of that. I was like, but I'm still hurting. But all I could see is what I had in front of me, and it's like, you have no reason. You don't have kids. You don't have nothing. Like you don't like.
You know who that reminds me of?
Who?
Because we about to go Bible, and we gonna go hood Bible. Because that man make me want to because he wasn't hearing my sister in the scriptures. It makes me think about Hannah.
Oh, that was my favorite. Oh, do you not know how many times I read that story? That's what got me through.
Because my question is, why you got kids, bro?
Yeah. With her.
With her.
Yeah, her. I read that story. That story got me through.
And so
me and First Samuel was very well acquainted during that time.
And I'm gonna say, because we addressed Hannah in one of the women's Bible study last year. But it's bothered me, and different women have different. But I was like, if you ain't been through, you can't read right, okay? it might have been my trauma, but I believe that we have to see the Bible for what it is, because I said I believe he abused her. Now they might not say, but that's me. This my podcast, so I have to say what I want to say.
Yeah.
Fight with the Lord.
Right.
But I believe that, to me, that was a kind of abuse.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're neglecting how she feels to say, am I not enough? No. If you was enough, I wouldn't be grieving for not having a child.
Yeah.
And so, to come at me and say, well, we not equal.
Yeah.
You got something I don't.
Yeah.
You got a son, bro. I don't.
Yeah.
You got a whole nother woman that you can go make a baby with. I ain't got nobody else. It's just me and me. Because obviously your seed work, I'm the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was taking her issue to the Lord. But this was my thing. Why is it that her hurt triggered him?
Exactly.
So what kind of insecurities you got?
Exactly.
And I feel like it may not be in,
he thought so much of himself to think that he was enough,
which is a lot of ego.
Yeah.
And a lot of arrogance.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe he had the best intentions, because it hurt him to know that there was nothing that he could do about her situation, her pain. But at the same time, I feel like you traumatize the person that you say you love even more by minimizing what is affecting them. There is a way to console. And so for me, when I saw that, it grieved me, because it also showed me you. It showed me the versions of you that them parking lots wasn't giving me. It gave me deeper context that, like,
it was more so my inner thoughts that was like,
but it was almost like it gave me a more rounded version of this is who she is. She has this beautiful, like that's there, but she's got this too. She's got this issue. But I couldn't be the one to have all of those feelings and not tell you. And so it was like, it's like taking a chance. I'm going to do this and I might get cut. I'm going to do this and I might get burned. But for me, it was worth the risk, because it was, what if she does hear me? I couldn't take, because, sometimes say, well, somebody else will do it. But how they going to do it?
Yeah.
Is it genuine?
Yeah.
Is it out of love?
Yeah.
And so,
it was such a sensitive time. So it would be like, how people came at me mattered. Like,
and you could tell it needed to be gentle. Yeah. Like a nudge. Because I just know it's like, hey, like, I see this. I mean, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I
remember phone calls. You would call me, like, you end up just checking on you, but it ended up being a 2-hour conversation. Well,
because I mean, and I'll say, I don't think I saw too many, but what I did see was, for me, it was enough.
Yeah.
Because me being a filler, I could feel those words. I felt. And I can say this, if it made me feel the way that I felt just reading it, how much heavier was it in the person that actually wrote it?
Yeah.
And I think that's what hurts. And I think sometimes you gotta have people around you who actually have capacity. That's been my, I don't know why. And when I say this, I'm gonna say this. It makes me feel like Sarah. Because Sarah be having them words. Them words keep on, they just like, they become a thing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
That is what I have had to learn. That in this process, baby, we don't win everywhere. We might never make it back over there to it's okay, because we ain't gotta go talk about that whoopie whoop. But I think what said what needed to be said was said. But the capacity, and I am learning that it takes maturity. I think maturity has a lot to do with everything. It takes growth. It takes accountability for yourself, but it also takes, we have to watch our expectations. You can desiring something and what you expect are two different things. Because desiring is acknowledging you know, I would like this.
Yeah.
Expectation, you setting that as that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, even though I was messed up and broken in all my things, the way that the Lord has built me, my issues have never limited my capacity for the ones around me that were hurting.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Now, discernment let me know if their stuff was baggage, you know, because some people, they're heavy.
Yeah.
And I think you got to know if you got the capacity to carry them heavy, because some people don't want to heal.
And I think that's where I was okay with, you know, I had to come to terms with the friends that left, because at that time, that's when some friends left. Yeah. But God gave it to me that they didn't have the capacity for where I was at in life, you know. So I understood. I definitely understood.
Yes. And so I think, you know, for somebody that's listening, watching, that is, and it goes both ways. Sometimes you, and depending on how broken you are, you know, it takes self-awareness, and we all have different personalities. Everybody don't have the same giftings and, you know, all the stuff. But one, you have to know when your people may not have as you said, may not have the capacity to deal with what you're dealing with. Because it's so many different scenarios. Yeah. But I feel like in the case of one that's hurting, we need people who have the capacity to carry us when we can't carry ourselves. I say it's like a wastebasket. You think if you got somebody that's on their sick bed, it's going to take a whole different kind of capacity. When I literally cannot help you do anything for me. The capacity to see me filthy. The capacity to smell me in a way that you've never had to smell me when I was well enough to take care of myself. The capacity to see, like, I'll take when I had my heat stroke. The capacity to see me in some vulnerable times where, you know, capacity means you may not have time to prepare, but you do have to already already have that capacity in you, and you have to be willing. Somebody can have the capacity to help you, but they're selfish. They just don't want to. Because if you have the capacity to do it and you choose not to do it, that speaks to your character.
You're not my people.
And so I look at that sometimes capacity means I need you to hold me emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It could be it could be physically, psychologically. But I feel like we need people who don't just make us laugh. We need people who are willing to sit in a room with us when they're not the reason that we're crying. When somebody broke my heart, when somebody broke my trust, when I'm jacked up, and you hold on, baby, and you met me in the middle, and I can say, like,
even if you're triggered by something,
but I can say, like, for us, I would have in the conversations we were having, the situation was pretty. The stuff I was reading, was from the Jaleesa that was by herself. The voices that you were repeating to yourself. So I was getting to learn a version of you when I wasn't with you. And in that moment, I had a decision to make. Am I going to stand with her? Or am I going to sit by, and am I going to let her heaviness cause me to say, you know what, it's too much. I can't deal with this. And I'm grateful today that we can sit here and have this conversation. Life do be changing.
It do.
Seasons do be elevated.
Yes.
And then they might get back tackier or tacky again.
But I feel like when you make it through some of the tackiness, you have something to remember.
You got foundation.
God then. Same God now.
Foundation.
Yes,
Emery. I love you too, Mom. Thank you. My friend, where do we go from here? Because I was talking about the church. I was talking about the you know, nobody knew that I was going through all of that. Did all that stuff, you know. in 2021 is the year that I left. Like everything changed.
Yeah. 2021 was a year. I should have been excited. I was getting ready to graduate again. My dream, career wise.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was that was.
We weren't all the way. We were still in the church parking lot. Yeah, so we weren't fully acquainted.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, because I think at that time, because I was dealing with breakup, but I was also in grad school. It was a lot going on at that time. Everybody, that's what everybody was kept telling me. They was like, you should be excited right now. You have done a lot. And I was like, but y'all see, I'm over here drowning in a lot.
And see, we might just drift because I ain't trying to go back. If it come back up, it come back up.
Yeah.
But, I just believe that it's the things that we don't plan for, they get said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's going to be another mom or, a wife or ex-wife who sees that. Mm-hmm. And I'll say this. A part of me of why I think I tried to go back. One, I didn't want divorce.
Yeah.
But I knew I needed it because I had filed for divorce. Yeah. That's the thing. I had filed already, and then I went back and dropped it and all those things. But also I wondered. I think I worried too much about what people would say. Mm-hmm. Church, quote unquote people. Mm-hmm. What they would say, instead of worrying about me. But I think that also goes back to the lifestyle and the childhood that I've lived. I've been so accustomed to enduring hard. Yeah. Hard was all I knew. And I didn't realize until after that divorce that I had been traumatized majority of my life. Yeah. I didn't know that I lived in a domestic violence. Like I didn't know I didn't know the term.
You realize the cycle, basically. You realize,
and I didn't realize.
And that's where I feel like healing begins when you realize the cycle that you're in. So, I feel like realization is a very important thing.
Yes. Yeah. Look, you don't know what you don't know. And I'll tell you when I say God, I know that God, because I know I was talking about that when I say I know God was in it, of just just piggybacking just a little bit of it had to be Him for me to hear my baby the first time. Yeah. And then not when I should have, I didn't. And so that was something that I hold dear to me. Yeah. But I will also say that was a moment that changed my life, because I still today at times will have that memory of the conversation. I said, his life mattered. Yeah. His life mattered. And I thought about Jesus being the firstborn son and the crucifixion, and he saved all of humanity. And I said, God, my son saved my life. Yeah. I had to look at him as a lifesaver. Yeah. And I said, he can't live, so I got to. Yeah. My God. So even though I was broken, I made it's almost like when they in the Bible they would go and they would make these altars to thank God, and they would name it this place. That was my altar moment. Yeah. That was my altar to say, I wasn't thanking God because I lost this little life. I was thanking God because in losing him, his mama got the chance to go live. Yeah. Intentionally for the first time. Yeah. And that meant leaving what I was in, because I knew that was not what God, it wasn't what God had for me. And so I had to not worry about what people said. And I had to say, would he want me abused? Would he want me battered? Would he want me in a grave? Yeah. Because it was getting to the place to where, you can sense stuff. I knew.
Most definitely.
I was in a situation where I really felt like, and I remember telling him this because it's like it came to my mind. If I was in the hospital on a ventilator and they said, sir, we just need her 2 weeks and she'll be completely fine. He would have said, give me my wife. And I would rather take her home. And he would have laid in the bed with me for them 2 days that he knew I was guaranteed to live. And he would have been okay with that. That was that when that came to my head, it was like, You really just summed up.
Yeah.
It's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about what I am to him. And I remember telling him that, and I said, no, I had the image in my mind that instead of me not being at home for 2 weeks, 2 weeks to be on the ventilator, to make sure that I was well.
Yeah.
You would rather see me die sooner just to say you had me to yourself. That's what my marriage, that's exactly what it was. Yeah. If he wasn't with me when every step, then nobody was gonna have peace. If it's like if things didn't happen how he wanted it, or let me say this, if I didn't cater to, and I was like, I don't know if, because we got married very quickly, but I noticed a pattern, and it was just like, oh, when you don't get your way, nobody's gonna have peace or happiness. And when I left, what dawned on me is he wasn't my first abuser like that.
It's the lessons we learn after.
And I didn't understand why I missed, like I said, even in a short period of time. Now, after we got married, it's like Jonah. Things went from day to night. Yeah. It was like the Lord said, let an evil spirit in here. But it was really like the Lord left. Like people say, he all seeing, he ain't all present. He ain't. It was like he left. And I felt every ounce of darkness. And when I let him come back the second time, my kids changed. My house was as peaceful as could be. It was still, it was quiet. And he referenced that when he came back. He was like, I don't think my life had ever been that peaceful. Wow. My kids changed. Up until the point to where now I'm not going to say this year, but it took a while. Before I saw, like, my both of my girls. And you just don't know what you're opening the door to. That's all that I can say. But in going through therapy, I started going deeper than I anticipated because it stopped being about the marriage. It kept going back to my childhood. And I was like, I thought he was the problem. I mean, but he was the problem that helped reveal the problem. And instead of
healing got so many layers.
Girl, and I'm like, oh, this it felt like
gotta go deep.
Healing felt like I was in the grave. Like, can you just go throw the dirt on me? Okay, because how long is it gonna be before I hit the treasure? Well, I was the treasure, and I don't think I'm ever stop digging. But that season, because I'm still some of the residue of life, and all the things that, like, you think all the things that came out of that, and then I think about myself, and it was like, you were still worshiping, you were still serving, you and them girls still showed up looking like I was, and I don't even think I could be embarrassed when I moved back home with my mom. Like, all the police reports, I was really out here living like Tyler Perry movie. Hey, y'all, send this little clip. I was really living a Lifetime LMN movie, and I kept saying, but I said, well, black people, we in the movies, we don't be on the movies. Because I didn't even know I was being stalked until the police they had to tell me that I was being stalked. And initially, we were still together. Same house. And I was like, how am I being stalked at work? And I started seeing, and I was like, you waiting on me. You know, like pregnant with the baby, with Emery. And so it was a lot. And I'll say this as a mother, because I want to be as transparent as possible. I noticed stuff in my baby when I had her. Know that my physical environment affected her drastically. Like, even now, there are times that I have to remind myself, she didn't get it. She didn't get it the right way. And so it's it's just been interesting the things that I have learned, but it all goes back to that a majority I've had to
what you got, girl?
A majority of it.
I remember I heard about this girl. I like this picture, sister.
Do you want to come lay in here? Okay, go turn the lamp off, get you a pillow and a blanket, and you can go lay on the couch, okay?
You did so good, girl. I love the way you draw. And here, you wrote that? You write good. Oh my!
I told you.
You have amazing writing. I'm shocked. Yeah, you write so good. Oh my goodness.
And we're gonna cut this out.
I was wondering, could you get that?
I can.
Okay.
I don't know what it's gonna be like, but it's gonna be a whole little section.
Yeah.
But as a mother, to see how the things that we don't know are gonna affect our children, Like I think she picked up a lion spirit. I'm not like, when I tell you I'm not joking.
Yeah.
In one I saw, it's like I could see in the facial that things were changed, and it was like that manipulative, that deceptive spirit. I saw it. I saw that stuff smile at me when it knew that it was working. And so I don't want to say I regret anything, but there are things that I wish. No, we're not doing that, Mama. Lay down. There are things that I wish I knew better. I wish that I had that spiritual covering and that discernment, because I'll say this: you can have this. Is why I talk about capacity. You can have somebody in your corner that is assisting or helping you in one area of life, but they're not helping you in those other areas. And for instance, when I stayed with my mom, it was beneficial because I was able to be broken.
Yeah.
I had the freedom to be broken. And if I didn't, I don't know how well I would have took. And I'll say this: I probably would have took care of them well, but I really don't know.
Yeah.
And being with her allowed for me to not have to be, as I would have been if it was just the three of us by ourselves. And I remember at times, though, also feeling like being there broke me even more because things would be said.
Yeah.
And it was like, are you just careless? Or are you really just that mean? And I had to take, that as well. And I want to say this for somebody who may feel like you can't say it. Let me say it for all of us. All help isn't good help. And I don't think we allow enough space or enough capacity for honest truth without trying to, hurt somebody. But I remember having to tell her one time, I don't need you to tell me that.
Yeah.
I don't need you to tell me things that I already know.
Yeah.
I don't need you to tell me about things that I'm already kicking myself for. And it would be like to remind me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've left. I've done all, at this point, I've done all that I can. I've left.
Yeah.
And a part of the thing that also hurt was not being honest when I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And the honesty was, who do you think taught me this unhealthy pattern? Who do you think taught me this unhealthy cycle?
Yeah.
And then to have somebody talk to you like they didn't live it out themselves.
Yeah.
Like they weren't your first teacher. And so there were a many of things that I had. It was almost like I didn't have a choice but to take it. Because what was I going to do?
Yeah.
I need to be where I am. I'm really not looking or asking for trouble. Like I don't want no drama. So it was another moment of having to just take it. But in all of it being said, I can say I'm grateful to have my experiences because I'm able to say the things that I'm able to say today.
Yeah.
I'm actually now able to carry more.
Yeah.
Than I was able to carry. And I also have the voice to hear and the voice to speak things that I say maybe the average person who ain't been through it wouldn't have to say. And so it's been a gift to be broken.
Yeah. That's why I was the whole time we was even us sitting here and you were talking, the after the lessons. I like to call it after the lessons because so many lessons came from that. Because like I said, for me, I think, and I don't know, I kind of cringe when I say this, but because I was so nice and always growing up, I always been a person I wanted to help people. I literally, like, I wasn't naive. I wouldn't say I was always naive, but I was genuinely nice. And so my thing and my heartbreaking thing was I couldn't understand why in the relationships that I was trying to be in, why I wasn't getting the same treatment that I would never treat nobody the way I was being treated. Yeah, I was not getting that. And so and then on top of all things I was dealing with within myself and insecurities and things like that. So after the lessons, I see where I learned how to be more secure. I learned how to lean on God, and and also I learned to look at it like this. I honor that girl. I honor that girl who was going through that stuff. I love her. I love her down.
The tacky ass.
I love her because she was literally still, like you said, still worshiping, still pray. I love, but even though I'm on the other side of some of those lessons, I tell you, I want to be her in some ways, like the way I worship, the way I fasted and prayed. Like, those are things that made me who I am today. So like I say, I'm thankful that God, sounds so weird to say, that He allowed me to go through it. Because I don't think, because like now when I look at me in the mirror, like stuff like that, it's opposite. It's opposite. I'm like, girl, you are her. You look cute. Like I'll be like, and when I say these things, I'm like, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror and feel that way. But I'm like, I look in the mirror, I'm like, girl, you cute, girl. Like, like you, and I'm proud. I'm proud. And it has nothing to do with a career. Like, I am literally proud of who God made me to be.
Yes.
Who He called for me to be. Because now, because of what I went through, who I am to people. And I've always, the helper, the little helper in me who was a little girl who always heard a problem and wanted to run and help people. I can help people in such a different way because of what I went through.
Yes.
So I think it comes full circle. Like I said, life will have its ups and downs throughout life, but I've seen who God is.
Absolutely.
I've seen who He is. Absolutely. And because I have grasped the concept of who my Father is, when those things go up and down, I know who is with me, beside me, around me, surrounding me, hugging me. I know. Huh. My God, thank you, Jesus. I know who He is, so I know I could make it through anything.
Yes.
There is not a thing.
Yes.
If that didn't stop me,
yes,
I know there's not a thing.
Yes.
He has poured into me, and He has grown me, and He has stretched me for a purpose. Absolutely. It was not without purpose. As ugly as it was not without purpose. So I stand here and I'm big on reaching back. So when I see other women, I know that I can pour, like I said, we know when it's baggage, we know when people are ready. Because there are a lot of times when I was on a journey, I realized some things I wasn't ready.
Yes.
And it was things that people need to tell me, but I wasn't ready. So I'm thankful. And I have other friends that I talk to and I tell them they saw it and they tell me now how proud they are of me. And I'm grateful that they like the gentle nudges. When y'all gave me those gentle nudges, because that's what I needed.
And then knowing when to step back.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember that
Yeah.
I remember the conversation that we that and again that opened my eyes and I was like, woo, there's more.
Yeah.
There's some more.
I can't remember.
It's like there's some more layer in here but that was I'm gonna tell you that when you left, I was like, I wasn't even clutching pearls. The pearls was all over the floor.
They had disassembled
because she had broke them. Yeah, and I was like, I was in her like a troubled mother. Yeah, I was like, now Lord, now listen, I don't even know how to pray for this. I don't think, but it was almost like I just give it to you. Yeah, I don't know what you now. Some of the stuff I was like, I'm scared for because you could strike her. Because I was like, it was the stuff that I was like went through my mind, and I was like, she really said it, and she okay that she said it.
Yeah, I was very bold.
She said, "I say this with no apologies." She had no regrets. Yeah. And I was like,
and it was crazy because it was relationships because it was two. It was two. And it was like I had one experience with one guy, then turn around, and then I kind of got over that. But then God gave it to me again. I was like, hold on now. I know I'm not going through. I can't because I'm gonna start something. I can't be going through round 2 of this. So I remember that conversation
because you did. It's like we had finally all that time. It had been one. Now I don't know how the other one transitioned so quickly in, but I was like, so you causing trouble. Yeah, you ain't even here. Yeah, causing trouble. But really, it's like it wasn't him because I was like, Jaleesa, come on, and you was like, nope. Yeah, I was like, this one of them battles.
Transition us.
You're not gonna win.
The parking lot to we was at your house.
See, we done skipped a whole.
We done skipped.
How many years?
Right.
I don't know. But it's okay. We upgraded. Yeah. We went from the parking lot and the phone calls and the text messages to eventually.
You was like, that's a book. You was like that. I'm gonna let you have whatever.
Because I now, but again, that was a moment.
Yeah,
I knew I didn't have the capacity for that.
Yeah,
that was an unexpected.
I remember being at the table and between at the kitchen.
Yeah, because I don't even think I had a table.
Yeah, you didn't have a table at the time.
It was some stuff upgraded. Yeah. I was like, I can't.
We was in the kitchen.
I was like, I can't handle her. I don't know. It was like it wasn't you. It was whoever that version was.
Yeah.
And you and I remember you were like, oh no, this is me. This is me. And I was like, oh, this is me with no apology.
It was flat out.
Where I got that song? I got that song off a show. Girl, I know what I got that show that we just watched at your mom's house.
Oh yes,
with Miss Jade.
Yes.
So yeah, it was like you were unapologetic, and I remember you saying, "You did the words," and I'm gonna say them. The words that got me when you said, "If God has somebody else for me, I don't want him because I want that one." And I was like, the hell?
I was like, thank you, Jesus.
I was like,
okay.
I was like, now,
okay.
You know,
I did. I will say, I said that. I said that.
You know, and that
when I've talked to Jesus about
when
that.
When I tell you that and I was scared for you. I was scared because I was like, Lord, she meant it. I mean, I can't sit here. It was like Moses. I can't go before the Lord. And she boldly saying, No, I don't. And I was like, she still said, well, you know.
left to here on that note. I mean, when I left the whole apartment on that note, there was nothing else said.
I couldn't pray, and I remember
that's all. I remember you telling me. You was like, well, I can't say.
But even after, like, it bothered me for a couple of days, and it was like,
and you know what?
And I was like, I have to leave it alone.
You know what? I just remember.
No,
it wasn't even. It was like a month later, and that whole thing was just gone.
Well, I let it go.
He was the
situation.
The situation was gone. Yeah.
Who? It doesn't work, baby.
Yeah, that whole situation was gone.
You need to go to bed. You need to go to bed. It's late for you. A what? No, Emery, we're not doing this. You need to go to bed. But yeah.
Yeah, it was like literally probably like a month later, and something, I can't remember what happened. A lot transpired. I do remember what happened.
We didn't have a lot of conversation in between that time either. I don't know.
Yes, because I remember, because when I came back, so that had to happen maybe around April, May-ish, and then around June, my birthday happened, like some stuff happened, and I end up, I'm like, okay, this is not good for me. So
this is 2024.
Yes. So I'm like, this is not good for me. And I was like, I'm going to have to just cut ties. And so when I did, that's when things changed. And so that August, because you end up helping me make a sweatshirt with the...
Yes.
And that's when we was in here laughing, because you said something, and it was quite... And it's coming back to the thing that I don't want to say. You said something about a Huggy Bear or something.
Oh, I was talking about what they look like.
Yeah. And you said...
Because that was a theme.
Anyways, so...
That was a theme.
We were making my shirt. It was
like a copy and paste, change the face.
But... So, and then that's why I told you about the new things that were forming and shaping and how life was changing.
We were having conversation because
I remember falling over the floor laughing at what you said.
Okay, we don't have to. I don't know. I don't remember what I said, so I can't say it.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But that's fine. So I will say this because I remember there being some conversation prior to us in here on this floor, just of a random guy. I didn't know who the person was. Of somebody having interest, but you really didn't know. Yeah. And I remember the conversation basically being, you saying you were at a place to where you didn't quite know.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I could tell you was don't do anything.
Yeah.
Don't try not to, just let things happen.
Yeah. And I thought I kind of wrapped up the other stuff. Like I was in a good place. Like I wasn't, I was real, like I was neutral. I was like, my life, I was enjoying life.
Yes.
I was still, I had triggers, like stuff would trigger, like, like, oh, I remember this, I remember that. I was still healing, but I was in a much, much better space.
Yes. And it didn't take that long.
No, like
which is what amazed me.
Like we said, cut the cord when
you walked out this door, it was
not long.
It was just like you were convinced. You were convinced that you wanted to deal with the tackiness.
God said whatever. He said nope, not my child. He said I'm gonna snatch you right on up out there. That he did.
That's why I was like,
you literally, the way you said it, and the way it literally looked, it happened the way you said it. You was like, well, I can't say nothing to that. I'm just gonna pray for you. And
on the inside, if I had them little eyeballs that was shaking on my whole inside, I was like, who is this? Where you been in there this whole time? Well, do you know?
It's the holy
it was like, I mean, and I told one of them neighbors the other day, I said, my friend over there, I said, the way we are, like how our personalities show up in just like up front, I said, people would probably assume I'm the one that would, I said, but I'm the one that all my fighting come after I done process. I said, she don't look like, but I feel like that's the one that's gonna take them, and I think it's a good thing. Now it's not that, like, please don't.
No. I grew a lot. I'm not gonna do
no, but I'm saying,
yeah, I know what you mean.
What lies, what's in people.
Yeah,
I'm more of a crybaby than it seems.
Yeah.
People would see like, oh, you mean I didn't have a choice but to wear a certain persona. I'll say this, I didn't have a reason to smile.
Yeah.
I didn't have a reason to look happy.
Yeah.
I didn't have a reason to look like I wanted to invite and welcome you into my presence. I didn't have the capacity to fake.
And the protector in me is always like, I have always
But
been,
do I know how to I might come scrap you for somebody else at the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't play about the spirit realm.
Yeah.
That's why you'll make it in the street. At the church, anybody can get a hand. And we can lay hands however you want to, Holy Ghost, unholy. But mine gonna be holy because I saw some stuff that you shouldn't have touched them. But there has been a lot of maturity. There has been a lot of growth. And just us talking about relationships, I feel like, things have transpired because that was 2024. It still feels like 2025 because we've just made it into the brand new year. But it's amazing to me at all the different things. And you said April, that April, May, and I go back to that time of and I want to say last year, but no, now it's crazy. It's 2 years ago. That was the time when I found out, that my mom was sick. So that early April, processing that, still probably showing up looking like wasn't nothing going on. Yeah. And I think that's the MO for my life. Is that I can have, which I think a lot of us do, but we don't know everybody else's stories. We don't know everybody else's situations. And I can only look at myself with like, those that I'm close and no close proximity.
You made me think about something too.
It's like, it's just been an ongoing cycle. And I will just go back to say, some stuff, well, God knows everything. Some stuff comes by the work of his hands. Some stuff doesn't. But I'm just grateful in knowing that it didn't matter how tacky, how hard life got. I always knew that I could feel this small. Yeah. Yet, he was always going to be there in the midst of it. Even when I didn't know what to say, even when I didn't know how to get a word of encouragement, when I couldn't open my Bible, it seemed like, or, I didn't have the words to pray. It speaks volumes to me. And the woman that I am today, there have been times that I have told myself, because I know it's true, it doesn't matter what happens to you. You know you can make it through this. You may not know how. You may not know how much crying you're going to do. You may not know how hard it's going to hurt all the way through. But the guarantee is, I say, if the little girl made it through all the hell that I went through, the woman in me, the little me equipped me for this journey. The little me helped qualify me for this journey. So it's like, if she made it through at a time where, I don't know where she was packing all that from. Who am I? To give up now and make it look like everything she did wasn't worth it. And so I've grown up with that mentality as a very young adult. And I said, no, if the little me survived and made it through that, I don't feel like anything in life would be able to break me to the point that I didn't survive adulthood. So all the trauma that, I was crying about and not necessarily asking why, I kind of just wanted somebody to take accountability and admit that they knew they hurt me. Like, that was it. Okay. That's literally all it was. So because it was like, you may have, I don't know if you intentionally or unintentionally hurt me, but can you be intentional about helping me heal? If you came to my house and broke my vase, the least you could do is say, "Hey, where is the broom and the dustpan?"
Yeah.
You don't just tip out the door and now it's awkward when I see you.
Yeah.
We both remember you broke my vase. And then what hurts me even more, you're avoiding me when I didn't do nothing to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What hurts even more is you didn't just break the vase. Now my feet and stuff got cut because you knew you broke me, the vase, before I even realized I was shattered.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you broke me before I even knew that I was a whole. So I don't even remember myself.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
And you didn't attempt. And you just some of us get strung along in life in a little tote bag jingling. Ching, 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 ching. But then you mad at me because I'm not functioning.
Yeah.
The way that I was intended to function. You mad at me because I'm ching, ching, chinging, which is my tears crying.
Yeah.
You're mad at me because I'm showing up in a room and it's like, you broke me. But to have to remember, a broken vase broke my vase.
Yep. Yep.
And so I in these past few years, because we talking like since I've been here, because I moved this is where I moved. Actually, I moved here before my divorce was final. 2021, I left. March 2022, we moved here.
Yeah.
April of 2022. No, it was April 2022, because I remember I went where I got my protective order. And that end of that year, I was divorced at the end of 2022. So I literally just came up on a 3-year. And it's crazy because it was like, it kind of came and went. And I was like, oh, that day passed.
Yeah.
Wow. But a lot of healing that has happened here in this place that I'm in. And to be honest, I would not have started therapy had I not been in that relationship.
Yeah.
And I went to therapy to to heal. But I also remember saying I wanted to find myself. I wanted to know who I was for the first time without anybody else. I wanted to know me. And so it's been interesting to have not only the sickness of my mom, but then the death of my mom and writing the book. Yeah. Because it's like, who have we transitioned to be in this process? Writing the book the year before in 2023. And she knew nothing about the book. But the crazy, and I've never shared this with anybody. The crazy thing is the day that I went downtown, because you remember that was after the first Woman Evolve. Yeah. The day I went downtown, I went to write. And girl, I saw 2 people. I'm not gonna say the other one name. She just showed you the picture. Crazy. And I know it was like I saw you, you saw me. Yeah. But I saw her. And I remember her coming into the coffee shop. And I couldn't say a whole lot because it was like where I was and all that was going on. It was like I can't say a lot because I'm processing this stuff in this moment as everything was coming out of me. And it's crazy that, the Lord knew just months later, she would be gone. That was as close proximity that she made it to the book. Was actually the day that I started writing the book. She just so happened to be downtown looking for an outfit. Wow. I might still have that dress. I'm gonna have to check my closet because I remember bringing that dress, bringing it home, and I was going through clothes in her closet. I don't know if I gave it away, if I kept it or not. I really don't know. But that was the closest proximity that she got to that book. And so fast forward to today, it's things, it's you look back and it's like life has a way. And as I said, in therapy, I realized that relationship, that marriage, that wasn't the first time that I had actually been. It was almost like a mimic, just a different scale and a different level. And I remember telling a guy, I said, most people say girls kind of piggyback off whatever their relationship was with their dad. I think with my oldest, with her, I can kind of see that. My dad wasn't really there. It's almost like the same thing with her. Some of the stuff that he did, I kind of see, with her dad. So I do see that. But I said with the other, it was like a direct with my mom. And I no baby, that's not mine. And I told him, I said, it's almost like I married, not like I married my mother, but on the spiritual aspect, that controlling thing, the manipulation, the deception, I married.
Yeah.
And the revelation that I got was, it was almost like the enemy showed up for round 2 and he said, well, if I couldn't get her as a child, it's a guarantee I'm gonna try to take it. So when I was told that death literally, it came for me 3 times.
Wow.
I know one was childhood because I was supposed to be an abortion. But guess what saved my life?
What?
A sonogram.
Wow.
A sonogram.
Wow.
At that time, I don't think it was mandatory. But the nurse, and I remember my mom saying, she said the nurse at the time performed a sonogram. Wow. And she said once she saw me, I don't know if it was the visual or the heartbeat.
Yeah.
That's what saved my life. And then I said, well, maybe another time was my birth. I came literally 30 days early.
Wow.
Because the umbilical cord was, so it was like I was being strangled from the inside out. And they told my mom to go home, and my grandma found her in the floor. My grandma didn't have a phone call, but she said in her spirit she knew that she said, I knew my babies were not well. She drove from Crockett faster than I don't know what.
Wow.
Made it there, found my mom in the floor, and they said had it been 30 minutes difference, because I would have died, she would have died. Wow. And one person said, no, everything's fine. They said another nurse came and they never saw that woman again. Another nurse came and said, no, she's not, and rushed her into an emergency C-section.
Wow.
And I think about my birth story. I went nameless for 3 days. And my mom told me, she said she didn't hold me for 3 days.
Wow.
And so when I think about life, that's where my roots started.
Yeah.
I started isolated. And I figured, I know that they didn't let me just stay in a place for 3 days with nobody holding me.
Yeah.
So I said, maybe this is why it's so easy for me to accept new people. Because from my beginning, my roots, I think about Moses. From my beginning, I was separated from what carried me, taken into the arms. And I say, because of that was 1993. I said, I know it was some young white women. Those are the people that have loved and embraced me like never before. And like I tell them, I don't have the testimony of other people. Those individuals in my life that I have been with, all been women, have taken me home, fed me, they've loved me. But it was in the time of my mom's passing that the Lord began to bring up my birth story. Meanwhile, I don't remember my birth.
Yeah.
But he brought it back to my remembrance to show me my roots as to why I function the way that I have. The separation, like the rejection.
Yeah.
Because you think that was a form of rejection. And what really triggered me this past year driving home, I said I didn't know that my birth story was a trauma because the person who told it to me like it was a joke. She didn't tell me my birth story that, I was separated, like it was sadness. So the whole time I've never processed it as an issue until the Lord showed me, no, you got to heal from your birth story. You got to heal from the initial rejection. You got to heal from being nameless. You have to heal from the person whose heartbeat that you were in sync with. You're now left into the hands of strangers. Strangers have to feed you. You know, strangers have to change you. Like, and I'm pretty sure eventually, you know, my grandma and different people came, but it was also interesting. It was like my identity was stripped from me because I was also a baby who, because of how my mother operated, out of spite, deception, she told somebody else that they were my father, just to spite my daddy. And she knew the truth. And so it's like, that's my birth story. What should be a moment of celebration is a moment of tackiness. And it's like, I can laugh, but I think about, I fit. I'm not gonna put myself up there with Jesus, because I mean, homeboy was in the manger. But it just goes to show you, God really will let you come out here in dung, in the doo-doo, in the crevices. And when I look at who I become, like I'm see, I ain't fixed myself, but I'm glad that I got this. It's just like, sometimes I have to look at this. I can look at I can say this. I can look at my book. My book. With my face. That's why I made sure my face, because now you gonna put my face on this cover, because I was broken when I wrote it, and I was broken when it got published, and I thought I was well. But I look at, God, we done made it this far. Through the trenches. So Jaleesa, it really can only be up from here.
And I think, you know, we talked about how at the church we kind of both had our tackiness, but then I thought about, you know, because before we got on here, we talked about how we started in the parking lot, but when you mentioned your mother, light bulb went off. We probably had seen each other in childhood,
and not even known,
because your grandmother lived in the same neighborhood I grew up in. So that is the
like, what, like maybe 20 walking steps?
Yeah, right. Like literally, like,
So we've kind of been connected. Our roots. And then the thing, you knew my family. Well, I knew your uncle. So we had that that connection. We had just never, you know, we never crossed paths. And I want to say this, because when you were saying at the beginning how you need those kind of friends to, you know, to basically be a covering. We didn't pray for that. That I know. Now, I might have been praying. I don't know if I was at that time, you know, praying for other God-fearing, you know, young individuals. Like, I may have been praying, but I really don't know if I was praying that yet. So he gave us a gift. That we weren't looking for.
That's true. Very true.
But we were, I don't even want to say we were open to it, because it was like effortless.
It just flowed.
Like nobody was trying to, you know, it just.
As Sarah say, living in the flow, like literally.
We don't know. But even for us to be as broken as we may have been, and the other one not know, we both had enough capacity. Because I think that's about to be the word of 2026. But we both had the capacity to walk with each other. And I think because we were both walking with each other, we never really felt the baggage of the other person. Because we were equally yoked. Broken, but not intentionally. And I think broken and not trying to stay that way. Because, you know, you can get two broken people and they be broken and toxic together. But I think because that isn't how we're naturally set up, and then you got two people who help, you know, and I think helping, we probably, it's different categories to helping. We just learned that for the new year. I was the cooker. I'm the feeder.
Yeah.
I have that very motherly instinct. But I had to also say when I needed help.
Yeah.
I had to be okay asking. But knowing that we have that established relationship to where sometimes in the past where I would have felt, oh, I don't want to, it was like, no, y'all have that rapport. And we've grown in 2025 because like I said, that heat stroke put us on another level.
Definitely.
And even
and God even orchestrated that, because I was still there.
But
I was
timing.
there. I was still like it was just a day. Like I was just in the car still. Well, I hadn't even took off. I was still in the car.
The timing. And for my girls to be, for you to be able to it was so effortless that I laid in that hospital bed and I was like, it was like a vacation. I mean, other than I was freezing, I wanted a blanket. I didn't know and I didn't have enough energy or strength. Hey, I froze it out.
Wow.
I was like, I didn't complain.
Yeah.
Then when somebody did come, I still didn't ask for a blanket. Till eventually I was like, man, I cannot. Because my eyeballs was, I didn't realize how out I was. I couldn't even read the words on the board until I got enough a second bag of fluids. And I was like, everything is so clear. It was crisp. But no, before I couldn't read a thing. And so I just thought maybe but I didn't understand. I'd never been like that before. And it just happened so quickly. And it was like the fact that without a thought, all I could tell Emma was, call Jaleesa. And because I have everybody's pictures and I might have had to, say Jay, I only got a little bit out. But it was just the fact of knowing, even when it seems like my life is at a time where I don't have, sometimes I think we can say we don't have anybody. And it's because the original people or the familiar people are not there. We don't have anybody, but it's like I think the Lord has to remind you, yes, you do. Yeah. You do have people. Yeah. Maybe you've not reached, into the jar to tap into the another depth.
Even with things don't look in the traditional sense. They might not be in the traditional sense.
Because sometimes we just want to be friends, like on the, but then it's like when it's really, it's like, I don't want to bother them. But that's how you know. Yeah. That's how you learn. That's how you friends become family. Where it's like, no, that's not a friend no more. That's a sister. Yeah. Yeah. That's not my friend. That's like more like your auntie. And where it's like my family is gonna be like the Israelites. Everybody got a different head of the household. Because ain't none of us the blood. Yeah. Woo, it's so we gonna it's gonna integrate one day. Yeah. But I love that when I look at my life, I have parents. And I think that's even God, that it's like having a conversation with a couple and it's like they're going to be my adoptive parents. And then the next night my mom dies. And the thing is, they get married the day before she passes away. Wow. And I was invited to assist. And for some reason it was like I had an embrace from a man that I've never felt what I felt. And something in me shifted, and the next day for the wedding, I was like, y'all have to take me in as a kid. Yeah. Like, whatever you do, don't leave me. And I kept stressing when y'all do something, because I saw how they had just got married, but it was like how the mom, her mom, her dad, like different parts of it is mostly, her family. But I was like they're children, because it's like 8 or 9, they all come, because you got together. An older couple. Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen, and everybody giggling and chicken and everybody, hey, let me try this, hey, you want, and it was like I felt so accepted, which is not a common thing for me. And so I know when I'm accepted. Yeah. I know. Because when you're so used to feeling like you an outcast and you literally just walked in the room, it means something when nothing in you does this. Like when everything in you is just like, oh, oh, nothing start flashing. What's this? Acceptance?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you. Can I have it more often? Can I'll take 12 for 5,000. And so I knew it was like, I don't want this to be the last time that I experience this.
Yeah.
Told them that. And they were like, they didn't get it.
Yeah.
I ain't really get it either, but I know I kept stressing it.
Yeah.
They invited me, so after that, they invited me to eat. We, me and the girls ended up going. So that was like our first full family encounter. And little did I know he was there for her service.
Wow.
On the program.
Yeah.
Wasn't supposed to be. He had to step in for somebody else. And so it was like that blessed me to see him in that pulpit.
Yeah.
And I think he did the prayer. And that's normally what my mom was known for, was prayer.
Yeah.
So it blessed my heart. And I knew that the Holy Ghost was in it because I felt it in the room. But even to fast forward today, it's like Christmas, we've not missed one. Thanksgiving, we've not missed one. When the girls' birthdays, when they were available, they were there. And so it just amazes me that when I had a hard time this week, I was able to message him.
Yeah.
And I'ma also say this Thanksgiving, some stuff happened.
Yeah.
This year has been a year of the Lord showing me that he was stabilizing and grounding me to be anchored. My foundation is not all over the place. I'm grounded finally. But I've never called a man dad before. Like father figure, I'm and if I did call my daddy dad, I can say that's my daddy, but to them, I've never addressed a man that I know of as dad, daddy, whatever. And so and I expressed that to him because I was like, it's different. It's like he's the one as a parent, sometimes the girl, like a daddy's girl, but it's like I would think having a mom present my whole life, I would be more gravitating to say, hey, I got another mom. But in my mom's passing, I've never felt like an orphan. I didn't feel childless.
Yeah.
It was like I felt a lot of contentment. And so, but it's like I had a mom.
Yeah.
Whether it was good or bad, I had a mama. Like I nobody can ever be her. Nobody can ever, and I would never want anybody to take her place, to be better or worse. But it's like, I've had a mama.
Yeah.
She filled she filled those shoes.
Yeah.
But I've never had a daddy. A healthy man. And I say healthy.
Yeah.
Not somebody that was just there.
Yeah.
But a father who took me in, who embraced me. Like, I never remember sitting in my dad's lap. I cried because he wasn't there. And I wish I could have experienced what it was to cry in his lap when the world made me hurt. And so that embrace I've held on to. But being able to have a conversation with him in the moment of vulnerability and say, I've never called anybody this. And I think I'm finally ready.
Yeah.
At 31. To finally call someone like right before my 32nd birthday. And so I changed his name to Dad. And to be able to message him this week and tell him, I was like, I need you to pray for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm basically, I was already at my breaking point.
Yeah.
I had already broke.
Yeah.
And just like to have a quick response and to have that ability to have somebody say, call me daughter or kiss me on the forehead, like it's just like it's like it just it comes natural.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a beautiful thing to know that my father loved me enough to see fit to give me that in the earth.
Yeah. Yep.
When I wasn't really praying for it. Didn't even know if I would be able to accept it.
Yeah.
But to be, and so it goes back to say all the things that happen to us, they are not without reason.
Yeah.
They are not without purpose. I probably would have ended up a little more tacky with that man in my, I mean, I wouldn't have known that because all I knew that was my daddy and I was used to having him. And so, God would have still worked it. But I look at my story is my story. All of our stories are our stories. And then the crazy part is, I'm gonna just put all my business out there because it's part of my story too. My mom passes. Then I find out a few months later, he's getting ready to be sent off. And we had, start to see him a little more here and there.
Yeah.
But it was like, dang. When you were free, you weren't her. And you want to know this where my mind, that's why I say growth, maturity, choosing yourself, capacity. Sometimes you got to know, I don't even want that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I've learned people show you if they love you.
Yeah.
People show you if they care about you. You got to see their motives in the time and how they when they start making moves. And I remember for the question came because see that was 2024. Mama passed away in July. And I remember getting the message at the end of the year for like New Year's. And we would normally do watch night. And I didn't know, but I got a message saying, hey, could me and the girls come because something was, some kind of celebration for the new year coming in. And I thought to myself, that's not my environment.
Yeah.
Like, that's not my natural environment. I don't want to be bringing my new year any kind of way. But also, I knew we would probably go to church. And so I remember messaging back, and it was, and a part of it stung. Because that part of me that's so used to taking care of everybody else, it hurt. Because he's put in that message. He didn't say why. But I had to understand it because I think I had spoken to somebody who had given me context of what was happening in his life. Because other than that, I wouldn't have known. And he was just like, he was about to be gone for a while. And so when I think I responded first. I responded and said that, and then he was like, "Oh, well, I was trying to, I guess get all my kids and my grandkids together because I'm gonna be gone for a while, and don't know the next time that he's gonna see anybody." And a part of my thing was, you didn't have to tell me that.
Yeah.
You could have protected me. Like the daddy.
Yeah.
The daddy, like because we still kids. You could have protected me. You could have let me have my moment.
Yeah.
But instead, I was put in this situation. And I had to be so honest with myself and say, would he do it for you? And I know some, people would say, well, that's in certain, because I wasn't doing it in an unhealthy manner. I was having to be honest with myself because what really would have happened is I would have abused myself. And I said, one, they could have done stuff all the time for the New Year's.
Yeah.
Any other time, I wouldn't have got an invite. So I understood he wasn't inviting me for me. That was all about him.
Yeah.
Because when it's time for birthdays and there's no, so I have to look at, you are thinking about yourself. And then I had to give myself this last word of truth. You didn't put him in that predicament. He did. You didn't make those decisions to get him sent away for however long he's going to be gone. He did.
Yeah.
And that I had to go search for peace. Because it was like, I didn't ask for you to open that door, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
you did this to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reflected that, some people don't have capacity
Mm-hmm.
to play the role
Mm-hmm.
that they're in.
Yeah.
And you just have to have grace.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to have enough love and maturity for yourself, because if somebody else is not going to love you,
Yeah.
you have to love yourself for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And still love them
Yes.
at the capacity that you are able to.
Mm-hmm.
Because love comes in different ways, forms, and fashions. And sometimes loving somebody, because the word says love covers a multitude of sin.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes love means I don't even have any more expectations of you.
Yep.
So if I take away expectation, you really can't disappoint me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's also like writing a blank check.
Yeah.
Putting void on it. We know you got an account.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We know you got the bank account.
Yeah.
We can't, but we also know we can't do nothing with this check.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the blood is the proof that we have this father-daughter DNA.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that void that I have had to put where you were, because, and then this is my thing, I didn't put the void there, he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wrote void the moment you chose to leave.
Yeah.
And you stopped coming back to be consistent in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That was the moment that I knew I could. Okay, Holy Ghost, we wait till we get 2 hours in. That's the, this is a word. This gonna be a sound bite. I need to stop talking and just say it.
Yeah.
That's the moment that a person will teach you that you don't have the availability to make a withdrawal from them.
Yeah. Yep.
So what is an absent parent? An absent parent is somebody who proves that there is an open account, but they have wrote void on the line, and now that child does not have permission to withdraw anything from them. And you're asking me to supply myself, or you're asking somebody else to supply into me.
Yeah.
Who technically isn't responsible for covering me. And I'll say this as well, and then I'll let you, because I don't know how long we're gonna be on here, but we've been on here. I have to cut it into 2. But I'll say this, because these are just things that I've learned with my own parental, my relationships with my parents. We can teach a person how not to need us. We can actually teach a person how to survive without us while we're still living. And I'll just throw this nugget out. My dad not being there, he proved to me that I didn't need him.
Yeah.
He literally proved to me that I didn't need him because I made it. I survived.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might have survived and be hurt. I might have survived and be broken. But guess what?
We talked about that before too. We definitely have talked about that in a sense, because I remember it was something you was like, I didn't know no other way. Like you said, you didn't know no other way but to do X, Y, Z. And it's for me, like, there's certain stuff I'm like, I don't do that. Like, I'm not mowing the yard. I'm not doing that. Like, I had my car washed for me whenever I went out of town. Like, so we talked about that.
It's
we
like,
discussed
look,
that.
Salt and pepper, night and day.
And I'll tell you, I'm not doing it.
But see, that's the stuff I enjoy though too.
Yeah, it's like I grew up with mom. Like I said, it's in me if I wanted to be. But like I said, I didn't have to. So we discussed that one time where he was like, you had to be X, Y, Z because there was no other way.
Yes.
And then this thing here was like, no, I don't want to do that. But I know that I have the capacity because of how I grew up and because the mother I have.
She said, I have you one of them. I'm able. I'm not willing.
Yeah. Because I grew up. I was right there with my mama while she was mowing the yard.
You're gonna be a part of the cane.
I learned my part in the yard and doing stuff is the gardening and planting flowers. But yeah, I will say, there's some things I'm not. But you did say you didn't have no other choice. So
yeah.
you did.
And I think that's. But then I can say this. I think there's a beauty in having options.
Yeah, I think there's a beauty in knowing no other way because it makes me, putting stuff together. I'm like, I think I am.
But again, it's also a part which I think that's the beauty of God. naturally, now I can't say whether I had to or not. Have a life like I was the kid. I would take my toy kitchen apart and then try to figure. I don't know why. Did I get it right? I don't know. I'm assuming. I think I was still playing with it, but it was some stuff. I don't think I got it back together. I was that kid. I would go find a screwdriver and take so naturally. Those are things that I like, but because I like them naturally, it benefited in my favor for because I had the mom that like she was slow sometimes, and I'm like, sis, can you really not do nothing? Like she was, or it's like it was like this, but you can do it. So I didn't know. Again, I didn't know anything else. Like even when I got as an adult, it was still. And one day I was like, you really think you trying to make me out to be a man? I had to tell her I'm a girl.
See, I was just thinking the other day, I was like, with missing my dad, I think that sometimes like, oh, I wish he was here because I wouldn't know how to do something because I watched him do. And I was like, I'm both. I'm a girly girl, but then I'm also rough and tough, go get him. Like I was his shadow and I would just do whatever. So I still have like his like measuring tape, the measuring tape he used for work and he worked. I found it at the house. I took it. I'm like, this is mine. Because I remember being a little girl and I'm right behind, like, I'll measure it and he'll do his little marks. So I'm like, if he was here, there was things I probably would be an ask, like, just show me how to do that. Just show me how to do X, Y, and Z. But I think, God, he definitely does use our childhood. He pours different things into us. And I feel like, even though we might not like certain things, I don't like certain things that I learned through
do any of us
learn through childhood. But like I said, I grew up with great parents. It's just things that just insecurities and things that just happen throughout life, and I'm like, I don't love those things, but do I see what it made me? And do I see who I am and how God used it in my favor?
He would work it out for your good, for your good and His glory. And I just think it's a testament to not just our faith, but when we allow for Him to groom us and grow us up, and when we allow for Him to truly take us through the process, we help the light shine with Him being the source. Like our lives should reflect glory. Our lives should be a representation of glory, and I feel like that's why the way we live is I believe it is worship, because we couldn't do this by ourselves.
And then also the things He poured into us and He let it grow and work in our favor, it allows us to be the hands and feet of Jesus. Like, He poured those things. Like, so I remember even when we had the conversation, I highlighted, I love the fact that you could put something together out of nothing.
Child.
And I love the fact that I don't mind giving out somebody money to do it for me. Like, because like I said,
and you got them two people.
Like, but I mean, being the hands and feet of Jesus, somebody can do it, but somebody can also give somebody money to do so. Or not even just that. There's things that I can do, and there's things like how you talk about me and the girls. And you're like, well, I'm glad I got a friend who know how to deal with children because you different. We can go places. I just know. I'm like, I'm like, like, I mean, I just don't. But even like when we was at the last one involved, and Emery said something, and she was crying, and she was doing something, and I looked at her and I said, yeah, and I went back to the conversation. You fell out laughing. I went right back to the conversation because I mean, like, I'm just used to kids. And I'm like, girl, you gonna be fine. And then we just went on back to our conversation, and you just was over there cracking up. And so
I got it's either laugh or cry.
So like I think with me and the with the girls and all that different stuff, like we all have our things that allow us to be the hands and feet of Jesus. So I think He's shaped us and He's grown us. And
I agree.
Yeah. I agree. But He's grown us through the hurts and the aches and the pains and the tears. Yeah.
All the things that in the moment felt like they felt like the biggest obstacle.
Those who sow in tears.
And they felt like we weren't gonna get over it. And it felt like the times that it seemed like there was no breakthrough. And I'm glad to say this because I know for me where I am right now, stepping out, stepping out on something. Cause I'm like, you sure it's something down there, right?
Yeah.
Cause I mean, I ain't failed. I don't think. Life is interesting.
It is. It is very much so.
I did not think that I didn't see me here. But I'll also say this, because I don't know how long we gonna be on here. We might need to take a 2, or maybe I can break it up.
Yeah.
And say part 2.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This is normal for us.
You know, I said, look, am I gonna cut this out? Do I just leave this part in?
This is normal for us.
So how long we gonna be on here, like total us tonight? Because we're not gonna cut the camera, because we gotta flow.
Yeah.
Dang, now I lost my track. Help me, Lord, help me.
I'll help you, but I don't know where you're
help
going.
me. I don't know. I should have stopped talking and just went with it.
I'll come back.
You know, I was saying where we are right now.
Yeah. You said you didn't see it. Yeah.
That's okay. Yes, I never saw any of like this. Like, you know, we have that inner view, some kind of vision, hope, dream, where it's like you just know there's more to you. I knew that I had always said, I just knew I was going to write a book.
Yeah.
Child, that could have been 50. I didn't know. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Because it's like, for me, it was more so, I knew I deserved it.
Yeah.
For me, it was going to be my gift to my childhood self, that I knew I deserved to write a book. I deserved to tell it was like, that was my power. I got a voice and I'm going to tell it, because you can't stop me. You know, you can stop me then, but you can't stop me now. I was rebelling. I was taking my life back. But to be where I am now, and to specify that, I'll sit and have these moments and meditate on like what God has done. Meaning, I didn't know my mind could be healed. I didn't know until like that 2024 year, 2023, I think really coming in 2024, I didn't know that I could pray and ask for healing. That had nothing to do with my body. I'd heard about Jesus being a healer, but not of the mind, not of the soul, not of the heart. And one day when I went in, like earnestly, just, you know, weeping before him. And I asked him, will you please heal my heart?
Yeah.
And I asked him, like, it wasn't something that he was already willing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he hadn't already thought about my heart being like it wasn't his desire. And that is, I think, when my mind and my eyes begin to open and to have a deeper intimacy, to realize, no, he wants me well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So well. There are things in me that I don't even know can come out of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this past in 2025, November, I remember, you know, being called to a 7-day fast. And I just knew. I don't know how I knew. I just knew. And everything in me said yes.
Yeah.
At the end of that, I was on my knees in my bedroom praying, and I knew that something had came off of me that I didn't even know. Another one of those. I didn't even know it was probably possible for somebody else.
Yeah.
But you know, when you've had something on you so long, you just wonder, it might not be able to leave me.
Yeah.
Jaleesa, my mind. When I say my mind, when I talk now, I'm not, it's like I don't have the capacity to go past a certain level.
Yeah.
The gentle, like the way of my posture and how I'm speaking in this moment. Because excited me, having fun, goofy, that's a different, but just me at my regular, this is now my norm.
Yeah.
When I talk to my kids, this is my norm. If I go outside of that, I can feel that I'm overcompensating. When I go into, they're not listening and I get frustrated. Now it's not a spiritual thing that's controlling me, or a lack of or a lack of self-control.
Yeah.
Now when it happens, it's like, that's not your identity anymore. Now it's, as I said, with my stronghold, the thing don't thing no more. It doesn't hit like it used to. It doesn't satisfy like it used, like whatever it was feeding, it doesn't feed. And when I feel myself to get agitated or annoyed with my kid, now it triggers my whole nervous system, and my spirit begins to speak to me, and it's like, that's not who you are anymore.
Yeah.
And I understood that the Lord invited me in to be a part of my healing. It wasn't a miracle. It was obedience. I submitted to those 7 days, and what he spoke to me and gave me understanding of, I was no longer like all the women before me. The minds of the women in my bloodline were weak. Two of them at least. Nobody would have ever saw weakness on them. But to think about who they were, and God said they were weak-minded women. The question is, how much more powerful would they have been? Or how deceptive is the enemy? Because you think about my life, how you said I was the strong, I was the strong, I was the strong. But strong in whose eyes?
Yeah.
Strong in whose terms? And what I think that's why this word capacity comes, because now, Jaleesa, the strong friend, the one that can show everyone, I don't have the capacity to carry what I was carrying when others would have said today I would look weaker. But actually I'm following scripture. I'm strong because I'm able and willing to operate in my weaknesses. I'm not trying to, and I would have the dreams, and I would feel myself in my dreams when I was trying to help somebody, and it was like that perfectionism was trying to, and then it was like, who caused you to be distraught now? Who caused you to be out of breath? And so what I've learned now in the natural is, even in starting this business, I can't try to spend all day. Today, I don't think I could work an 8-hour job. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have the capacity. Because when he said, it's like now that I'm learning God's way. I don't get tired, then I rest. I start from a place of rest.
Yeah.
And the moment I begin to feel, because that's when agitation. And so it's almost like when we try to do things outside of God's way, because he doesn't want us to overly extend ourselves, that is a door for the enemy. Because now it's like we're walking, we're walking in a way that is not holy.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, I think, at the way. So I'm grateful at the way he's taught me by making me be still. And in the stillness, I found out the way I've been functioning has showing up strong. I was actually the weakest version that I'll ever be. The stronger woman shows up now because I'm gonna walk in vulnerability. I've opened my heart back up. I'm willing to accept whatever I get. Meaning, if a relationship of whatever kind, if it hurts me, it hurts me. But if they love me, they love me. And I have to take the risk and say, I would rather show up and let them be whoever they're gonna be. Because I also have the capacity and the discernment to know I'm not staying just to say that I'm here. But at the same time, I'm not going to try to put more effort into something knowing that I'm not going to reap a reward.
Yeah.
So this, Ladisha, I didn't even know it was possible. Not just to heal, but to actually walk into the wholeness of who I am.
Yeah.
And to experience the woman that God foreknew.
Yeah.
Like, I'm grateful. Before success or anything else ever knows my name, I am grateful that I can say the foundation of me is so grounded that even when things come to shake me, I'm okay breaking in the right sense because I know that no matter what, He'll always put me back together again.
Yep. Most definitely.
So, that's what I got.
Yeah.
That's how my story ends. Today. Until it's time to be updated again.
And I think for me, I've gone through a reintroduction of myself to society, and it's very interesting because it doesn't come with Jaleesa having to prove anything. I don't have to prove, oh, I'm this new person. I have not. For me, part of my healing, I knew God to be a healer, and I knew I've seen Him heal in the health way for people. I've seen Him heal hurt. I've seen people go through hurtful things. I knew Him to be a healer in that way. And when I was broken, I was striving so hard to get to that healed place. I was, like I said, praying, fasting. I was calling and I was trying to get that, and to see how He has grown me, and to see that, this is what He gave me. He said He had never forgot about me. All the times where I thought that, it wasn't going to happen for me, whether it be this area of life or whether it be my healing or wherever it was, God never forgot about me. And so going back to the conversation we had and I was adamant about something, I found myself weeping one day when I was just in conversation with God. And I mean, I honestly was cleaning and I don't even know if I had worship music going, but I just started talking to Him and I was praying and I was weeping because I told Him, I said, God, you never forgot about me. And I thank You for what You have done. And I thank You for not giving me the things I wanted and healing me from that and healing me from one that, and not leaving me where my words were. My words were we're saying X, Y, and Z, but God knew He had hired for me, but He didn't leave me in that, because He could have very much so left me in that space because I said that. But He gave me a lesson on my words, and He gave me a lesson on how to use them correctly. And so now I know how to use them correctly, and I know who He is, and I know who I am in Him. And now that I know who I am in Him, I can move different, and I can let go when I need to let go of people. I can see if they're not good for me. They have no space, because God, He told me when I was trying to hold on to people and I wanted them to stay in my life, He told me, He was like, I want you to be around people that, when you're not in the room, they are still talking good about you. They're still telling the truth about who Jaleesa is, because now you know who Jaleesa is, but they are still speaking the truth. It's not when you're not in the room, they're saying other things and they're saying X, Y, and Z. No, these people I got who are for you, they treat you the same whether you're in the room or not. They still speak highly of you and real about you, whether you're in the room or not. So it's very interesting. I'm still in a process of like reintroducing myself. Like I said, for me, I cut away Facebook. I have not been back. I am on other social media platforms, but I'm not on there. And also, whereas I was just word vomit about my life, I'm not so much in that space anymore. There's actually things in my life where I'm like, I don't post. Like even I would capture everything and I would post it, and it was a thing because I enjoy traveling. I have enjoyed traveling, which is crazy because I don't even have the opportunity to do it as much as I used to. But when I that was a big thing for people knew me. I guess people knew me by nails and traveling. That was the things they knew me by. It was like, where you done been now? But I don't even post those things, in the way I used to post them. So I feel like sometimes I'm kind of in a back and forth, like, do I share this with people because of how I've seen people responses be. Um yeah, I'm very careful of what I introduce and what I say and what I post and this and that. But I'm so grateful that God taught me the lesson on words, because my words, yeah, my words had me stuck. My words,
they will they will make room for you.
Yeah, yeah,
they'll build the house.
Yeah,
and then they'll keep you in it.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I definitely I'm so grateful to see that God, like, he allows you to learn a lesson. He's that good where he'll let you learn a lesson and live past that lesson. Like, he'll let you literally be in all this. Don't feel like you're gonna get out of it. You're in the middle of it. You don't really see your way out. But he has come on. He has this whole story, this whole life beyond that. So I'm so thankful for after those lessons. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still learning the reintroductory. I know who I am, but I'm very choosy who I decide to share and who I let in. And it's that discernment, baby. It's discernment. That's all I can say. Like, I'm very much more aware. Yes. And I'm aware of who I let in. And if you're not good, you gotta go. And
capacity.
Yeah. And I'm also aware of who I am in people's life. And so I'm very big on making sure I am. Yeah, yeah. Girl, I know. I'm like, I'm holding it. I held mine in.
Well, I'm glad it's hard. My face, and yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm very aware of when people are going through, and I reach out and check on people, or being obedient, because I feel like as I've grown and stuff, like, God's like, you remember when you was going through X, Y, and Z, you see such and such going. He gives me that clarity to see when they are going through things, and I can reach out. And it might be people, and for me, it's uncomfortable. I'm not a person who just reaches out. People can call me all day, every day. I don't care. People call me 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. I've never been that person who just openly calls, and so when I went through that, I feel like God, it's kind of funny because I'm like, I had to, like, there was times I felt so broken, like I had to call and I had to do this and I had to do that. Well, now he uses it in the sense where he gives me somebody on my heart, and I'm like, I gotta call him, I gotta check on him. So he has definitely pushed me past, yeah, where I had limits set. God pushed me way past them. So I'm grateful. It did it hurt? Did I feel it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No anesthesia.
Yeah. Right. Right. He's been better than good. Yeah. It's been more than good. So, and I'm grateful because I have friends like you, and definitely another friend. They tell me, like, you remember when? But look now. Look at you now. Literally, like, and I think that's what, when I was in that capacity and I was talking to God and I was praying and I was just thanking him for pushing me past that. But I'm like, I think when I was in that moment, I could hear those friends' voices telling me, like, But look at you now, girl. Look at you now. Look at you now. So and that was the whole thing. I remember weeping because I was like, God, like, forgive me for what I said. I had to ask him for forgiveness.
Yes.
I had to ask him for forgiveness for those words. Now, the holy and hood in me, baby, she is here and she is real. And the holy and hood in me is if I was to open up that Facebook, that stuff was still there. Because even then, I was like, unapologetically, I wasn't deleting that. I wasn't deleting it because I had a friend tell me, she was like, a lot of people live these lives, and what you did is really what a lot of people are holding inside.
But
she was
you
like,
let out.
You let yours out. And she said, I'm not saying it's right. She said, but I want you to say that you were brave enough to do, but some people don't say to whether they need to say to a therapist or if they need to confront somebody about some childhood trauma. You said X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And, and I acknowledge it wasn't the healthy way. It wasn't a good way. But I remember I watched so many preachings and videos, and I remember one from Pastor T. Jakes. He was saying that the equivalent of you putting things like that or using words negatively against yourself was almost like a person who has like the issue with cutting themselves, yes. But you were cutting yourself with your words because words are just that powerful, and they cut. You might not be bleeding, but in the spiritual sense, you were bleeding out, yes. Because you were cutting yourself with words. So I learned that, and then I also learned from another pastor who was on YouTube, but she said what used to bother you and you used to plague you for like 3 months. After healing starts to happen, it goes and it's only plaguing you for 1 month. Then it goes to where as God heals you more, it goes to where it bothers you maybe for a week. And then, after a while, it might bother you for just an hour. But then after a while, God is so good, that thing don't even bother you no more. And that's where I'm at with things that I was dealing with in situations. I'm like, that don't even bother me. Like,
it doesn't really, like, because I was trying to explain it today too.
And it's hard to explain sometimes. And part of me, I can have these conversations and I try to and it brings it up and I'm okay with bringing it up, but I'm like, I haven't thought about some of these.
Yes.
And I'm like, when it comes back to me, it's like, oh,
they're vague.
Yeah.
Well, like what used to be so
in the forefront of your brain.
Like the greeter at the penthouse building.
Yeah.
How you doing today, Jaleesa?
Yeah, just right there.
We got a letter from 1999.
Yeah.
It keeps it show up every day. Every day I got the same unlovely love letter. That's an area. Look, I said I was done. That we might have to touch on this and then be finished because we almost at 3 hours.
Yeah.
That is a thing that I think I know I've said, and we can kind of go off of each other. Mm-hmm. If I had to give an updated testimony, my updated testimony would be, I can't even tell y'all my old testimony because my old testimony don't really live in me.
Yeah.
I have memories,
and I honestly can say,
if I try to find them,
I forgot to add that part, but what I had thought about was like, part of me, no, I still see the looks. Like, people think I'm still. Sometimes people, I get all the time like, oh girl, you glowing, oh you this and that. But you have some people who didn't translate those things right, and they kind of got a negative, like, I guess, outlook about where I was. And some people, like, they kind of look at you and they're like, is she really okay? Like, they remember that. But
I feel like that's a them problem.
Oh yeah, no, like, I don't feel it. Trust me, I don't feel it because that's what I was gonna say. In my own being, I smile because I'm like, I walk with my head up high because I know what God did. So because like I said, I know who I am in Him.
And then sometimes it could be, I think some people, it's hard, I think, for them to change their view and their image.
Yeah.
Maybe if they've not been a part of the process, but I don't think you have to be a part of somebody's process to really know if they've grown. But then let me say this. I just got this just now. The people may see you the same because the eyes looking at you have not changed.
Yeah, and that's and then the whole other thing just came when we were talking. some people benefit from your brokenness.
Absolutely, they did.
Some people benefit. That was their gossip. That was their tea.
From you not being your best version of yourself. And when you've grown, you can see growth in another person. Because like I said, there's some women that I have not saw in a while, and I don't see them often. And we were having this conversation today over the phone, and I was able to tell her today what I saw in her.
Yeah,
I was like, I saw somebody that wasn't shy.
Yeah,
somebody that wasn't timid. I saw somebody that even from across the room, I got all this.
Yeah,
I was like, you had your head held high. You had a smile on your face. You didn't look like you was trying to hide from nobody.
Yeah.
And I was like, all I saw was confidence. And to have grown. And there were 3 of us, and it was like we were all at such a time that we had so much going on in our lives.
Yeah.
Today, one, I didn't even know she was. I didn't even know she was who she was.
Yeah.
When I went on, like, and it was like, you look like a new woman.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I started seeing myself change in the mirror, and it was like, who's you? And people didn't recognize me.
Yeah.
So I think we would have to be careful to weigh ourselves, weigh our growth through the eyes of individuals.
Yes, you can.
Because that person may not be growing.
Yeah.
That person may be stuck. That person, that same person that was looking at you 5 years ago may not have evolved like at all. Or if they did, maybe they went backwards. So if you have unhealthy eyes or eyes that don't have whatever it is, discernment, it's like you can't go off of that person because that person is not a legitimate source.
But it goes back to allowing God to teach you who he made you to be.
Yes.
And who, like, once you open up and when the healing can take place, then you can start to see. And also I'm big on, I really dove into the promises of God and the things that he promised me. And, the things that I was saying and doing, all those things didn't align with his promises nor who I am in him. So once you get on that, that's such a solid foundation. He is the rock that never moves. And literally when I got locked in with him, that's when I literally I'm like, I can stand and I can stand the looks, I can stand, like I said, and even if it's in my mind, they're like, and they might just be staring like, she just glowing. They might be trying to figure out, because God would have other people confused.
I was like, keep on.
Yep. Yes. So yes, he's been that good. He really has been.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it that we get to have this 6+ year endeavor and continue like this is just the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about making a podcast for I started the podcast in 24.
Yeah. It's been
And it's crazy, like the timing of this was progressing, then this happens. So it's like, even in the midst of, I say the manure. But you talking about the childhood and the stuff we didn't like. And in my mind, I said, that's manure. That's the grass can't smell.
Yeah.
The dirt can't smell. But the farmer does.
Yeah.
Sometimes our situations are the manure. Sometimes the manure is us.
Yep.
But either way, it's necessary if you want good, healthy growth. So it's like, ain't that crazy that you don't get good, solid harvest without the stench? Without some dung, and the dung ain't necessarily coming from you. Yeah, it's somebody else's dung. So God is using the manure. Oh, that's a word. He's using the manure of somebody else. I can say the manure nailed his son's hands and feet to that cross. The manure put a crown of thorns on his head. The manure, 39 lashes. The manure pierced him in his side. The manure, they laughed. And they gave him his name. Yeah. not knowing he truly was the Son of God.
Yeah.
So I think the Bible is my best friend.
Yeah.
Because it really helps console my wounds.
Yeah.
And my tears.
Yes.
But it also justifies that it's okay for me to hurt because I'm meant to endure for the kingdom. So we don't have to minimize our pain and our sufferings. They are a part of our earthly assignment. But at the same time, I see that there is a place waiting in glory. And so I can say, even in the midst of crying and snotting everywhere, I'm still grateful, because I'm trying to think of what the scripture says, that I'm not even going to try to mess it up tonight, this morning, whatever time it is at this point. But basically the afflictions of the current time do not compare. So what we endure today don't even compare to the measure of glory that is waiting for us when we transition to the other side. And I think that's the beautiful part, because it's like childbirth. His was a lot worse though. After the cross was over, the cross was over.
Yeah.
After the cross was over, we crossed over.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. So it's like I endured. We endure for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So that we can live enjoy for everlasting to everlasting to everlasting. So we too only have to do it one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once our time is over, we get to reap such a bountiful harvest that when we look at the two worlds, this won't be nothing compared to what's waiting over there. Friend, I'm excited.
I am too.
I'm happy we did this recap. Didn't even know we're gonna be talking about.
Right.
And I think it has been beautiful. Yes. I don't know if I'm gonna do one part, because I don't know who's gonna watch 3 hours of podcast.
Right.
Or do 2 parts, maybe upload them as a segment and say, these 2 things go together.
Yeah.
But whatever happens, I'm just glad to know that we will have this timestamp.
Yeah.
And we can go back and look one day and show our kids, hey, your mama, your auntie. Yeah. Because we can say that both ways around.
Yes, yeah.
We did it in 2026. There will be another, because I think I think these conversations will, and I don't think we're going to be going as long, because we done aired it out.
Yes, yeah.
But I'm excited. Yes, and so I just want to say thank you for joining.
You're welcome.
I'm glad that you 1 minute walk away.
Right.
Because we well passed into the midnight hour. It's 1:33.
Did not know it was that time.
That's why I'm yawning.
Yeah.
So y'all, we're gonna say good night, whatever time it is. But good night from us to you. And I will see you guys next time.
Yes, bye.
Bye.